Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes.
We are here. Before we get into the episode, I want to remind you to leave a like, subscribe, head over to the Enjoy Basketball channel. We've been dropping banger after banger after banger. And some of y'all have been listening and going over to the Enjoy channel, watching the videos, which you appreciate. But y'all ain't hitting that subscribe button, so go subscribe.
Which drives me crazy.
It drives all of us crazy. So go subscribe. New episode of Teed Up with Pierre just dropped with Mr. Verticality himself, Roy Hibbert. And I just dropped episode 2 with Small Ball. I think it was one of my best episodes of the season. But who knows? Who knows? You got to go check it out for yourself, fellas. How we doing
was it
today?
one of the best?
It was very energetic.
It was better than the one with Super
It was off a honey pack, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
You did the honey pack for the video?
Hey, got to get it, right? Got to get that blood flowing.
you heard Kodak on that song with Kendrick from Kendrick 2 albums ago? He said, I had to survive off a honey pack.
What made it my best episode?
I'm just joking to the viewers, though. It was tuna pack, but they gonna go looking for that line. Like, did he really say that?
No, it was just a fun episode to do.
Oh, that's the episode you got high.
I wonder what episode will look. Well, one of us is already high. If you could just look at the four of us right now and tell which one it is.
Because I have sunglasses?
Because you were just doing something with your phone that.
I had to turn the ringer off. It just went off.
He was
We got
very
a text
fidgety.
message.
But the sunglasses do help my
Who
argument.
texted you at this time of day?
You can check your phone. You got the same message.
I hate when they text me. I also hate telling good people bad news. Oh, this is Devon. I thought this was like the homie group chat.
No.
Because it said Kyron just like text, but he liked something. Can we also do that, Apple? Like, I don't need a text notification when like. Just give me a like notification.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing like going to your phone, thinking somebody said something and they liked it. Like, what is that about?
Congratulations to our boy John, who became a father between
I
last night
and
and this
stuff
morning.
like that, but KB doing it anyway. So congratulations, John.
Fatherhood is a beautiful thing, man.
Fatherhood is a beautiful thing.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
It is.
I remember him when he was this little. Now you're father.
I do
And his
too.
ears one of his ears was this big and one was this little.
He had that silly ass juice cut. Used to sit at the bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
He had some big ass ears as a kid.
But you never told him.
His head had a growth
But
portion.
you never told that to him to his face though.
Oh, sure, yes.
He used to call him Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
Oh, we did used to call him Biggie.
That's crazy. That's mean. That's mean. Bro. That's mean.
He does have one big ear and one little ear.
So he can't control that. See how mean kids is?
Kids is definitely mean.
He getting picked on like he went into the lab and made his ears uneven. He just came out the womb. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Richardson though.
Mr. Richardson. We got a lot to get to in today's episode. We still have one conference final series going on.
Yes,
we
we do.
got one of them ended between last episode and this episode, but we also went to y'all because what the hell is there to talk about nowadays? You know, this episode will be like 30 minutes if we just focus on the conference final. So y'all sent in a bunch of questions. I screenshotted about 20 of them, and we're going to try to answer those after we do Drop the Mic.
A new generation of Toyota drivers are here, and they want you to know one thing. You can't stop my drive. Toyota, let's go places. For today's Drop the Mic, presented by Toyota, besides Kevin Durant, who's somebody you want to see on a new team next year?
Where do we begin?
So I'm going to go out on a limb and say Nikola Vucevic deserves what he wants. Which
All
is,
right now, slow down.
He said he wants to play for a contender.
He did. He said he
And-
should be in playoff runs.
This is not a team for that, so I hope he finds his way to Golden State. I hope he finds his way to Los Angeles. I hope he finds his way to one of those teams.
Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo Ball, I'm not against either. He can go with Vooch if he wants to.
I seen a report that like the Mavericks are going to try to get a guard. If they can't get Drew Holiday, then they'll be on the market for like a Lonzo Ball. And I was like, I kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? I like it.
I like to see Cam Johnson on a new team. I just feel like he has a lot of value, and he brings so much to the table that doing it in Brooklyn, to me, just you're not going to really see what it brings on court, because in Brooklyn, he just essentially just can do whatever you want. I want to see him play in a structure and a system that's winning. I just feel like Brooklyn just ain't a place where he could thrive.
What about LaMelo? Lonzo said he want to see LaMelo go to the Clippers.
I just hate that idea. I hate the idea of him on a Clippers.
It doesn't make sense because they don't have anything to give.
And also, it doesn't make sense because they have James Harden.
Yeah.
Why would I want James Harden and LaMelo on the court at the same time?
Well, James Harden's been pretty good with other star point guards.
LaMelo turning into the 2.
He's 6'7".
He shoot 33s a game anyway. Would you do this?
They call it shooting guard for a reason.
Would you do Cam Johnson and like the 25th pick to Denver for Michael Porter Jr.?
No. If I'm Brooklyn, I'm giving up the 25th pick.
Yeah.
Because you got 4.
Nah.
They're not.
Nah.
You're not bringing in 4 people.
Nah, give me something, please, Denver. I'm not taking on that contract and giving you the player.
yeah,
They're similar tier players, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's about it.
Because I'm thinking it's always got to be more deals on the table than that deal, and I'm hoping that I get some type of first round pick for Cam Johnson.
Well, that's why you didn't trade him at the deadline, though.
For multiple?
Huh?
Wait, what you mean?
They haven't traded Cam Johnson in years because they wanted, I guess, these picks that just aren't coming in. I think your pick is probably going to come from what he's been saying, like Nick Claxton or something.
Mm-hmm.
But you had Schroeder. Remember, they had like Schroeder, Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah.
They were supposed to get 4.
I still think they end up with a first round pick just because teams are going to be kind of desperate again, just because the field is just open.
That's why I think it may be. I'm not saying they can't or they won't.
Yeah.
But because the field is so open, the first round picks are probably going to go for the other guys we're talking about, and maybe Cam Johnson ain't the same value. Maybe you have to hold him to another trade deadline if you really want that, because Shams just said this might be the craziest offseason, which sounds crazy because we just came off of a crazy trade deadline, and it feels like the past 3 offseasons were extremely crazy, but I'm not saying Shams don't know what he's talking about. So if he's saying it's going to be the craziest, it's like where does Cam Johnson fall in all of it? I've been seeing things where Jalen Brown could be traded this year, MPJ, Drew Holiday, Giannis, Kevin Durant. So like if you got all of these guys and it's all
I want them all traded.
All these teams so hyper fixated on making some type of move, then I could see a world where Cam Johnson doesn't get you the first round pick just because there's
a market set and he just doesn't fit the market.
Yeah, based off of what trust me, I think he worth a first round pick. I couldn't believe he didn't get traded for at the deadline. You know what I mean? But I don't know where the Nets fall at because you also want a future first. They have 4 first round picks this year. They have 4. And then they have like 2 or 3 second round picks. You're not bringing on 7 rookies.
Yeah, people are speculating they're going to package 2 of those and try to move up. Who the hell? Are you going to move up 4 spaces for 21 to 24 or something long? 24 and 27?
They have 8, they have 20, then they have 26 and 27, if I'm not believing.
Yeah, I don't know who's going like 26, 27
exactly.
for 20. You know, I don't know.
I've seen mock trades like that as well where like they attach Cam Johnson, the 8th pick, to like Philly
for 3.
And just a whole bunch of other stuff to Kelly Oubre goes to the net, whatever.
See, I would do something like that just because.
Kind of a football trade.
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a workup. Like, I don't think you're obsessed with Cam Johnson. Like, I think they're ready to let him move. It's just what do I feel like I'm getting in return? And I think the 3rd pick would be worth it.
He's ready. Not in a sense that he wants to be traded, but like he recognizes that Brooklyn might go a different direction.
This situation is not competing at all.
I think he could be a come up. Like if the market is so hyper fixated on where Kevin Durant is going and the thought process of maybe Giannis Antetokounmpo being on the move.
Yeah.
And now if you get some traction about Jalen Brown and all of that,
you know, Pete.
Then the Cam Johnson falls down here, but it's like that's a come up.
My mama I used to go to the grocery store all the time.
Make sure you get it out right the first time. I don't want you stumbling.
We used to be in we doing a barbecue. We doing a barbecue. Go to the little barbecue site. We got all the stuff in there, right? I'm getting all the fancy bread and all that. She said, "No, put that back. That's too expensive.
Okay,
get the generic ones. We can still do the cookout with them. You don't always need to put all your money and bread into that basket, man. You get a little bit extra. You can still get the job done with the generic stuff.
You're saying Cam Johnson is the generic one.
Even with all these big names on the market, there's teams that can still get it done. I think just getting better with the Cam Johnson.
Yeah. Even though Sham said it's going to be the craziest, I bet it's going to start off very slow. because everybody's waiting for the big domino to
Yep,
fall.
it always
and
happens.
if Giannis does get traded, I feel like the next 72 hours going to be like banger after banger after banger after
That's
banger.
usually how it go.
Because everybody's trying to catch up.
What do you think about that? Not the NBA stuff, the food stuff. If you went over his house.
Well, he got another banana for a prop this week.
I do.
So this is a funny thing.
That's
I
not
was-
a real banana.
I was eating trail mix and they had nuts, and KB like, man, y'all keep eating nuts. I'm allergic to bananas and I'm sandwich bound.
I asked you. You said it don't matter to you, so that's why I keep bringing them. Because I got mine. But mine is like, I don't know if we getting through this one. This motherfucker been through the ringer.
According to Darrick, that's the best one, right? That's why his look like that.
His a little bit more ripe than mine.
I'm about a day 2 behind you.
But how do you feel about
yeah.
that? If you go to his house, not the basketball stuff, and he got the cookout and he got all of the generic sauces that ain't Sweet Baby Ray's, it's Ray's
open
sweet
pit.
You
stuff.
go to that cooler and you reach in and get a Dr. Thunder. You
Yeah,
get
they-
a Dr. Thunder. You gonna
I
drink
know
it,
you
D-Mills?
love
Ray's sweet
You
stuff.
love Sweet Baby Ray's, but it's Ray's sweet stuff. I love open pit, but it's the pit's open because that's all generic do, right? That's all they do.
Hey, if it tastes good, I'm with it.
But you know damn
Yeah.
well that shit ain't gonna taste the same.
Yeah, only thing that really tastes.
But is he gonna eat? It's
I feel
gonna,
like
it's
when it
gonna
comes to
fill you up. Though.
when it comes to generic stuff, the things that taste drastically different are cereal
Yes.
and pop.
But that's because
Those are the two that really taste drastically different.
you think so?
Yeah,
Okay.
cereal tastes so different. They're really bad.
But you're right.
I ain't
You're
got
right.
nothing to say, man. Them
I haven't-
generic cereals got me through
It did that.
childhood.
That's what my argument is. I haven't had nothing generic in like 15 years. I never was a big pop drinker anyway, so I can't even. But I kind of fake remember. I feel like when I was a kid, I haven't gone to I haven't shopped at Walmart since I was a kid, and I feel like they used to have like a machine with like Dr. Fizz or something like that. Or
At least they don't now.
okay. But they used to have like a soda machine of all generics, and I used to
Yeah.
be fine with it. I used to just drink
Yeah.
that shit.
I
Great.
remember the Clancy's chips from Aldi's used to be a hit. Like they'd just have the regular box and it'll be like all the name brand ones, but
Yeah.
it's all Clancy's.
That always
Those
had
used to
everything
hit,
generic.
you know?
The cereal was generic. The little
Now you got name brand stuff.
do they?
They do, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they only have things that don't have food dyes in them. So if it has food dyes, they won't have it.
Oh, so they trying to be on
Shout
that.
out to Aldi's.
Yeah.
Shout
Same
out
with
to
Trader
Aldi.
Joe's. Trader Joe's doesn't have things that have food dyes either.
Who you want to see
Had no
get
idea.
traded this offseason?
Michael Porter Jr., honestly. I just kind of want to see a new band with the Nuggets team. I think they've just been together a little bit too long.
I want to see it too, just for the Nuggets' sake, but I do just enjoy him on the Nuggets. Like I just think
He is like the perfect fit, but sometimes like you just run out of gas.
yeah, and that's just what it is. Maybe they look at it and just say maybe his shoulder was just that bad, and maybe we just run it
The
back.
messed up thing about it, like MPJ, is for his skill set, a lot of teams would just want him, but it's always the contract attached to the name, and it's just, do I want to pay that much for that type of player?
Yeah. To the Nuggets, he's worth that much when he's playing at the level that we know he could play at. But for another team, if we don't have a Nikola Jokic, I don't really see the value. I could see some teams being like, we don't really see the value in it.
Yeah. It'll be one of them ones I would be surprised if it happened. Mostly because I feel like you got to attach an asset to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have any assets. Unless they traded one of the younger players. Julian Strother is the asset instead of a first-round pick or whatever because they don't have first-rounders.
I want to see Bradley Beal get traded. How would you feel?
I'm sure they do too.
How would you feel?
I'm saying no.
How would you feel if Damian Lillard was a son?
He's the son of somebody.
I wouldn't be against it.
You wouldn't be against it?
Nah. I also would like RJ Barrett in Chicago.
What the fuck is that coming from?
I don't know. I just
He saw a report.
No, they were a team that was having a conversation. They eyeing RJ Barrett, but I actually wouldn't be against it. I like RJ when he able to rock out of it.
What do we do to get him?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying. I would just
Because I feel like that's half the battle.
Yeah, but
Would he look
enjoy
good in
RJ
red? Yeah, he's wearing red right now.
RJ Barrett or Jonathan Kuminga?
RJ Barrett. What I saw with RJ when there was no Scotty Barnes, no
But
B.I.,
it'll be
no
a Josh Giddey.
Yeah,
Right. When he's playing with bums, yeah, he's gonna look good.
yeah. But I feel like I don't think Kuminga has like that playmaking aspect that RJ Barrett has. RJ
But I
Barrett was
don't
out there like
think
RJ
facilitating.
Barrett's a better facilitator.
I don't think he's going to be doing it at the level you saw with the Raptors because you have Josh Giddey.
Yeah, here's the thing. Josh Giddey's not good if he's not playmaking with the ball in his hand.
And you're about to pay him $30-something million a year. So
he just hasn't got to the point where he's developed his game enough to play secondary creator.
Yeah.
He played secondary creator for the first half of the season. He averaged 12 points per game when it was Zach LaVine and all
That's
the
when
other
he
guys.
was clapping wide open.
And I
bad.
did my digging on that report too. So I saw like the trades that people were putting together that can make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know who the Bulls were sending to the Toronto Raptors? I think it would probably stop you from wanting RJ Barrett.
It's not Kobe White, right?
It was Kobe White.
Oh. Then yeah, never mind. I'll pump the brakes on that.
I think the Jonathan Kuminga one is a world where it's a sign and trade. No, Warriors give Vucevic and Ayo or something like that.
Vucevic, Ayo, Vucevic, Lonzo, something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that. But knowing the Bulls, they would probably want to keep their Chicago guy, and they're probably going to try to dangle someone else. So
Casey Johnson was talking about how it's a lot of Bulls to start off the show, but fuck it. That when they signed Lonzo Ball to that extension, it was like a feel-good story to have him back on the court, but also immediately they were like, this is a trade chip because the contract is so small compared to what his production could be.
mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he's dealt with Vucevic in like a sign and trade for Kuminga. I mean, from our side, I don't know about what the hell the Warriors are thinking.
Teams will be intrigued too. I think Lonzo gave you flashes of looking relatively decent for a guy who just had a whole new meniscus inserted into his knee. So he looked lively.
He's one of them dudes that can give you like production in a short amount of minutes.
And he was dunking, like catching like when he's doing that, I'm just like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
His knee is actually somewhat good.
Yeah, the amount of respect you got to have for Zoe to throw him a lob, knowing what he's been going through.
Yeah,
blow a
almost
tire and
upset
everything is awful from you and him.
I wouldn't be mad at him if he just didn't jump for it. Just like, no.
Just looked at him like,
That's your turnover, bro.
Didn't Haslam do that?
Tyler Hero threw it to Udonis Haslam.
Yeah, I know. Didn't Tyler Hero throw him a lob and he just didn't go get it?
No, he tried to. I think he tried to.
Oh.
I got a serious question for y'all. What happens after Kevin Durant is traded? Because Kevin Durant is a guy where he's linked to so many different teams, and I keep having to remind myself he can only go to one. At first, it was like the Rockets. Then the Spurs talk heated up. Now the Timberwolves, because of their shortcomings in the conference finals, has kind of heated back up. If he goes to the Timberwolves, what are the Spurs and the Rockets and all these other teams doing? Especially, like, we haven't really got any traction. They tried to build up this momentum of, like, man, Giannis is going to meet with the Bucks, and he's gonna tell us what he wants to do this week, and that shit has gone. And
Yeah, we never heard nothing about
there
what
was
happened.
so I'm not even considering Giannis getting traded anytime
And
soon.
I feel like if he went in there and said, I want out, we would have heard about it already. But for me, I think
not saying it won't happen. I'm just not.
yeah, Dame would have told Chris Haynes and we would have got a Haynes report.
I'm not gearing up for it like I once was after seeing that nothing kind of came after that.
To answer your question, I mean, maybe this doesn't even answer your question, but I was thinking about the Kevin Durant trade too, because he's 37 years old. And in my mind, whatever team he gets traded to doesn't immediately be like, yep, that's the championship team. We just seen this happen too many times where somebody trade for the big name player and it takes them a year before they're actually good enough to win a championship. The only other option is like when AD got there, they won year number 1, 2, right?
He wasn't nowhere near 37.
Was
And no, I'm just saying superstar trades in general. But that's also an anomaly season because we got a fucking 4-month break in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So now you're adding not just 37-year-old Kevin Durant, you're asking for 38-year-old Kevin Durant to be as good. And I don't love any of the hypothetical trades people have sent for me for Kevin Durant. Like all of those spots, I'm just like,
I like Minnesota.
I mean, I like it as a fit maybe, but
What are they saying the package would be?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's always a tricky part because you do want to keep Nas.
When you
and
sign and
Nickeil.
trade in Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo to make it happen? Like, do I feel like if that happens, Minnesota's going to beat OKC next time?
Depending on their depth.
But they just gave up Dante. You got to hope that Terrence Shannon Jr. and Jalen Clark come to play and
But then
whoever they draft at 17.
you also hoping that maybe some way you're able to keep Nas Reed and Nickeil also with that.
That's other big. Yeah, I forgot about that. Is even question marks regarding the team too.
So yeah, if you can
Well, I
get
think
rid-
they're prepared to lose Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
I don't think they. Yeah, I don't know if they will be able to bring back like all three of the dudes that are
because
available. to them.
Nickeil's market is pretty high. I would say a lot of teams are going to be interested in Nickeil.
So with that mindset, though, what do? You just don't do nothing? Because, like,
Well, for the
there's no
Timberwolves-
move that's going to – I don't know what move out there for the Timberwolves will make us come back into next season and say they're going to beat the Thunder. So if your mindset is, if we do this move, we still won't be able to beat the Thunder, well, shit, doing nothing ain't going to help you beat the Thunder either.
Yeah, because they did struggle to score, and I think Kevin Durant can help that a lot. He can relieve some of that pressure on Anthony Edwards. You could see that there was a lot on Anthony Edwards, where he was taxed to try to carry the offense. And Kevin Durant has shown you that he can essentially just take a lot of that pressure off of your other guy. So,
what are you willing to not give up to get Kevin Durant?
Just Anthony Edwards.
So you would give up Jaden McDaniels to get Kevin Durant?
Oh no, Jaden McDaniels. I forgot about it. My bad. Those are the only two untouchables right now. Everybody else, you can have them. For the Spurs' sake, though, you did mention the Spurs are in a win-win. I think no matter what happens,
I agree
they
with
are
that
a
part.
comfortable team that
I agree.
they can strike out and they can just come back with their team. They have Vic coming back; he's going to be healthy.
I think
And they have the number two
they
pick.
could get Kevin Durant comfortably too, and not be like.
Yeah. But even if they don't get him or Giannis, I think they're in a win-win.
I would
They
go
already
younger.
Huh?
I would go younger for them though. Like all the other stars that might be on the market, Jalen Brown, the Giannis's. I don't know if I want Kevin Durant out of all of them.
If he would just be
The cheapest one of
he'd
them
be
all,
the
I would
cheapest
assume.
because Jalen Brown.
Yeah, the mocks that I've been seeing of Jalen Brown, I'm like, hell no. I'm not trading 2, 4, and some other players for. Nah, I'm good on it. I'd rather just keep 2.
Same.
Yeah.
I kind of like the Kevin Durant in San Antonio just because you have De'Aaron Fox.
Oh, when I say 4, I meant Stephon Castle.
De'Aaron Fox could touch that paint every time, and it's just like if he's kicking it out to them guys,
I agree,
I'm
Mike.
really good.
I
with
think
that.
the last situations where you've seen Kevin Durant wouldn't nearly be what it would be like in San Antonio. It wouldn't be. And you already have a bulk of the shit done because like you don't have I don't think you have to give up Stephon Castle in the Kevin Durant trade. So I think you have Castle, Fox, Durant, and Vic. And then your trade, shoot, what you gonna give up? Devin Vassell? Okay. No shot at Devin Vassell,
Yeah.
but I'm getting up Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, or Jeremy Sohan. A collection of that and some type of draft. Like, because you also have the
Hawks.
that pick, which is 14.
You got a Wolves pick too.
So I don't have to give you number 2 if you're a Phoenix. I don't even think, hey Phoenix, I don't even think I'm competing with that much to give you number 2.
They
You know
would
what
just
I'm
say
saying?
yes, regard like 2 is on the table. I don't care what else is in the trade. I want that. If you're the Suns,
No, I'm saying I'm not giving them 2.
no, I understand that.
Yeah, because the other
You'd be
package
competing
that you
with
would
yourself if
compete
you're the
with
Spurs.
is the Rockets, who would give you 10. I don't have to give you. If I have to give you 2 to be 10, man. Okay, then let the Rockets get them. Because I feel like the players would be better from San Antonio. I think the Rockets will give you Dylan
Whitmore.
Brooks, like maybe Cam Whitmore. Do you want Reed Shepherd or Jabari? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You want Reed, Shepherd, or Jabari? Probably Reed, right? Because you don't have to pay him anytime soon. Jabari's like gonna have to get paid like next season. I don't even know what that contract will look like.
Yeah,
Yeah. Based on the Rockets, they're not giving out maxes to their rookie extension. So
which is a
He's
smart
probably
thing
not
to
gonna-
do.
Yeah, he don't deserve no damn max either way.
yeah. But if if he went to who was talking about San Antonio,
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
and he just was there hooping, then he just
Who?
Jabari, I
getting
still
a
don't
max
think he don't
contract.
get
no,
no max.
yeah.
I'm not getting a
Yeah.
max contract.
I don't
Really
know.
good player though.
The reason I say I don't know, Jalen Suggs was really good for one season. He got a rookie max.
Yeah.
For a playoff team.
Yeah.
Suns won't be a playoff team after the Kevin Durant trade. Jabari Smith Jr. won't get a max. He'll get paid, but he's not going to get a max.
Probably get like 20 to 25.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not a real possibility because we've seen players have one really good season and
Right
make
before the
$300
extension.
million after that. Shout out to Jalen Brown.
I hope not, man, because those players. well, I want him
Mike,
to get paid.
it's not happening, Mike.
I
It's
want
not
my, especially Jabari. I want my players to get paid, but I feel like it goes down a slope once you get that big contract, and then because it's always with value in the production. If you getting paid all that and your production not beating that, it's
I
just
think
not a
those
good-
days
not
are,
a good sign.
I think those days are going to come to a very, very, very,
I hope so.
very, ending soon.
You talking about the rookie max? Just
I'm talking
giving
about
him out.
crazy extensions in general because of
Yeah.
what
The second
these
April?
first years of this first and second apron. I think players are still going to get paid. Do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be a lot more caution. I think there's going to be a lot more intellect with it. I think you're going to see the versions of deferred money. Like I look at the Rocket situation with Fred VanVleet, and I feel like that is almost like a way of doing deferred money where they paid him way above market value when they could. They've lined it up to when these guys will be eligible for these extensions and when they would be positioned to make a move or whatever. And now they have the option to accept this team option for this last big bag to package him in a deal. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they value what he brings to the team. And I think now they'll be able to sit down at the table and reconstruct this contract to be a lot less than what it was. But he'll be comfortable with doing it because they gave him a big bag. I look at the Thunder. I think the Thunder didn't have shit on their roster, but they valued what Lu Dort did. And at the time, the money that they gave Lu Dort, we was all like, damn, that's a bag. I mean, now in 2025, $17 million is kind of basic.
Yeah.
But at the time, they paid their guy early when they couldn't. So now if they win a championship and when the J-Dubs extension, the Chet, the Shea MVP extension kick in, there's a world where a Lu Dort would potentially take a hometown discount because you did right by him way, way early. Now, I don't know what the market is going to look like. I'm not saying Lu Dort is going to leave $25, $30 million extra dollars on the table. You know what I'm saying? But it opens up the possibility because a lot of times winning teams, they break up because your role players have to go bag chasing.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I love that Lakers team when we was growing up when Trevor Ariza was there, but he had to leave because he had to go chase his bag.
Now you got me looking up Lu Dort's contract. Like, when is it up?
I think he has like two and an option.
Yeah, it's over in 2026, 2027.
I think one of the things that you said is what a lot of GMs are thinking about, though, is like Lu Dort making this much money today may seem like a lot of money, but the way the cap keeps going, and I think that's what a lot of people will be doing with their rookie extensions. Like, yeah, $30 million for so-and-so, use Jalen Suggs again, seem like a lot right now.
Yeah.
But when it's 32 in 2 years, it's actually not a lot because the cap is going to spike by this much and that much. And it might be 18% now. The next time we look at it, it's only 12% of our cap.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about, and I don't even know if this is a smart way because the Warriors were such in a unique situation with the Jimmy Butler extension, like how they kind of lined it all up, where it's like, my players are going to kind of be all up around the same time, if not the same time.
Exactly.
Could we see more teams do that, even if I guess they're not as old as that team?
I wouldn't be surprised if the Kyrie Irving extension lines up with with Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, I do think, but I think there's also the other way of kind of what I was saying with the reverse, where like if you're a rebuilding team right now, this is all hypothetical because I don't believe this to be true from a contractual standpoint. Let's just say that the Trailblazers just drafted Shaedon Sharpe, Klingon, and Scoot, all in the last 3 years. I don't believe that was a pattern, but let's just say that that's what happened. But before they drafted them, they drafted Toumani Camara. He's not a star player, but it's evident that he is a extremely good, valuable, contribute to winning player 3-and-D mode. Let's say his contract extension is now. What I'm saying is we pay him way above value while we have the cap. They wouldn't even really have it because they got Aiden and Simons and all, but a hypothetical world. And we're gonna pay you in a window that's going to line up when these guys are ready for their extension. So you got your bag out the way, and now when their time for their extensions, because their extension is going to be fucking crazy, we can come back to the table and you don't have to go bag chasing because I gave you the bag chase. I already gave you that. So now we can all come back and we don't. I think the toughest thing for teams is having to pay all of these guys at the same damn time. The Celtics have to pay Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Darrick White becomes the most valuable role player in the NBA. So now you got to pay him $30 million. Porzingis makes $30 million. Drew Holiday makes $150 million over the next 3 years. And then it's like you fuck. But if you can find a way to subsection how you paying.
Yeah, I think this second apron stuff is only gonna make the GMs and like people that's in charge move smarter. Cause you only gonna look like more of a jackass. The more it's like the more it stays out there, the more teams and franchises get used to it and you see the moves like being made, the more you just kind of shun it away, it's gonna be bad.
That's why I think some of this is gonna be limited and stop being the way it's been. Because I truly think you're gonna start to see motherfuckers get fired for just moving stupid. Like, I'm not throwing him under the bus because I think he's a phenomenal player.
I didn't even know GMs could get fired.
In theory. But when you look at the contract of certain people, and I like to look at the average annual value of what the entire contract embodies. You know Lauri Markkanen is higher than Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, that contract was crazy in the moment, and it don't look no better today.
I think those type of things will start to get people fired because that doesn't make sense. Lauri Markkanen is a really good player, but there's no reason his talent and what we know his skill set to be, there's no traction on his name right now. Every team should be wanting him, but they're not going to pay $50 million for a third option.
Yeah, there was a tweet that was like, who is the next Aaron Gordon? A guy that, gets to his next team and ends up being really, really a good contributor as a third option. And people like Lauri Markkanen, I'm like, no, the fuck he can't.
You serious?
Because you're paying him like he's your number one option. He can't be Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
That's funny because in one of the videos I was doing for 2K, like on a rebuild, I traded Lauri Markkanen somewhere and they didn't like the trade. But I was breaking all this down, and the dude said in the conversation we had in the comments, I think he could be the next Aaron Gordon or Pascal. So he must have seen that.
That was the same tweet because Pascal was using an example, which was funny because Pascal won a fucking championship already. Like, as you know what I'm saying?
And everything you said is what I said back to him. I'm like, man, from a skill set, I agree. But I don't see any team. Who's acquired? And they like, man, the Rockets or Detroit. Detroit has to pay Cade, and that's now going up 26% because he made All-NBA. They still don't know what they have in Durant and all of these other guys from a contract situation.
Ivy also is a really tough call.
Ivy.
Him, Shaedon Sharp, Josh Giddey, there's like a group of dudes who like, what the fuck do we pay him?
Cam Thomas.
Cam Thomas, yep.
So it's like you can't go acquire $50 million and you don't know what you're going to do with Jalen Durant from a contract. You like bringing on $50 fucking million for a second or third option will prohibit the hell out of your team.
Mostly third option. So like if you're really good, he's got to be your third option.
Because, there's, but
he's not a creator.
With that much money, I'd rather split that into 2 to 3
That's
players.
what the Thunder,
Exactly.
that's what I
I'd
said to
rather
him. I'm like,
split
you
it
saw
into
the
2 to 3
Thunder.
players.
They had everything in their power to go get a Lauri Markkanen, but they said no, and they broke it up into Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein and still didn't spend $50 million. So it's like.
The reason why he won't get fired for that contract is because it's Danny Ainge for him. But
it's Danny Ainge.
Also, they're gonna be rebuilding still at the end of their contract. So it won't matter. It won't matter that he's making so much money and you can't pop him off because he wants to be in Utah and they're still gonna be rebuilding unless Trey Johnson ends up being him, which I guess is a possibility.
I traded Lauri Markkanen that. I just don't even want the money around me.
And in 2K simulation, he be bad, bro. He be averaging 16, $50 million.
bro,
I traded him because all of the players on the team play that position. They like 3-4 Taylor Hendricks and Cody Williams.
Marketing living good right now.
Filipowski. It's like, bro, I'm paying $50 million and you taking away all the opportunity from these dudes. Move.
That's another player that like you wouldn't have thought he'd be making $200 million. But he
Hell
had the
no.
perfect season at the right time, at the right market.
He was damn good.
Bro, they had
too.
All-Star in his city the year that he blossomed, bro.
Yeah.
What you gotta pay him that much money at that point. And that's so close to like he loves Utah because he can do all the outdoorsy stuff.
I would too. If I would love anywhere this guy. I would love Idaho if they gave me $50 million a year.
You ain't even got to. Hey, what if I tell you ain't even got to play that much either?
Everything.
I get to chill.
Every other game, yeah, you could be.
Oh man,
Same thing as Kyrie did, the part time. Play every other game.
That's
But yeah, when you
nuts.
look at the average annual
Kyrie really
value
was part-time hooping too.
around the
He was doing
NBA,
damn good.
Yeah,
too.
he's all right.
Lauri Markkanen is making like Donovan Kawhi money.
Yeah.
Some of this shit is crazy. Like Jamal Murray, 51, basically $52 million annually.
Jamal Murray contract is crazy.
It is crazy, and it hasn't even started yet. I think it starts
Yeah.
next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
Lauri Markkanen makes more than.
Well, a guy that's never been an All-Star, he's making 50 M's.
In the last couple of years, he's been hurt at the wrong time.
He make more than Luka. Both of them.
Yeah. Because
Somebody-
Luka
yeah.
lost money by getting traded.
Yeah, he
But
did.
his next contract is gonna be stupid.
Luka?
I mean, once he
It won't
finally
be
does,
as crazy as he would have got if he would have stayed in Dallas, but it was gonna be crazy.
Let's-
I told
hey,
you,
let's
I
play
think
a
he's
game.
gonna do
Let's-
the one short term and
let's
then
play
he's
a
gonna get
game.
that all NBA.
Who make more money?
Let's do it.
Jalen Suggs or Derrick White?
Jalen Suggs.
I think they're very. I think they're
It's
both
like
like
30
36.
They're both around 33, 36.
I'm gonna go
Nah.
Suggs though.
They're both around 30. Suggs does make more. Who makes more money? Julius Randle
So he's at 30, exactly.
or John Collins?
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle.
I think John
Actually-
Collins is 26, 27, right?
It's Julius Randle.
Yeah.
Julius Randle at 29, Collins at 25, but I think his player option will be 26. Who makes more money?
John Collins had a really good year, by the way. Shout out to John Collins.
Kyle Kuzma
I don't even remember.
He's on my league team
Or
right now. I've been
Patrick
looking at
Williams.
that damn contract.
Patrick Williams is only 18 a year, so
Kyle Kuzma.
Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma, I think he's 21.
20. I thought it was 23.
21,
24.
22.
21.
There you go.
Who makes more money? Isaiah Hartenstein
Yep. That's him.
or Devin Vassell?
Isaiah.
Denver
Yeah.
says what, 23?
27.
27.
This is the average annual. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It ain't this year.
Okay.
It's like the
I'm thinking about this year's then. Because I think he's 23, 25, 27, 29 or something like that.
who makes more money, DeAndre Ayton or Bam Adebayo?
Bam extension is nuts, and I think it starts next year. So
What's the
Pre-extension.
pre-extension. I mean, it was, I forget what the number was, but it
It's
was
like
like.
So he
50?
did sign
got
that extension
paid.
in real life.
Oh, yeah.
I thought 2K did it for me.
He signed it.
I'm looking at the contract like, wait, when did he sign this? But pre-extension, it was Aiden. Aiden made 33. Bam makes 32. But the extension, he's going to be making, where he's at? He's up on the highest.
51,
55.
55, 59.
The AAV for that is
Damn.
55.
Shout out to Bam, man.
Yeah, my son gonna have to get in that gym soon as he come out.
Is your son going to be 6'9" and can guard everybody? Because he ain't
Yeah.
making 55. Actually, by the time your son come out, 55 might be the minimum damn contract in the NBA.
All you need is one contract.
Franz Wagner or Damian Lillard?
Franz extension, I would get. No. I think Dame's
Dame it.
money is still nuts.
think
I'm
Dame.
going Dame.
Dame.
Franz.
Damn. I knew Dame contract is nuts, though. Not in
It
the
turns
bad
into
way, but it's a
60
lot of
million
money.
soon.
Yeah. Whew. Shout out to Dame.
It'll probably change when that kicks in.
He's clutch, right?
Who?
Clutch Sports?
He
Dame?
is?
I'm asking. I don't know.
I don't
know.
think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. He'd be a Laker. Michael Porter Jr. or Shea?
In this time.
No,
Michael Porter Jr. Who?
Or Shea?
I'm pissed that this is even a question.
It's a
Because
tie.
I'm thinking about
They make the
okay.
same exact fucking money. Ain't that crazy?
So they could trade MPJ straight up for somebody.
yeah, it's Shea.
It's Shea. Good on both ends. OKC needs shooting, as we can see, even though they're in the finals. And
DeAndre Ayton or Jason Tatum?
Tatum.
Ayton. At least for this year. When he's I'm on Sport Track. These are like the active. So some of these guys are on here twice. Like Jason Tatum got an extension.
How'd you pronounce that? The website?
Oh, Spot Track. I think I said Sport Track. It's Spot
I don't
Track.
know which one it is, so that's why I asked.
It's Spot. There is no R in Sport. It's SPOT.
Oh, it's okay. Spark Rack.
I call it Track.
Spo Track.
Oh, Sport Track.
It could be Spo Track.
Sport Track.
Could be Spo Track. Yeah.
Sport Track. But yeah, when Jason Tatum extension kicks in, because he's up here twice, the extension he's going to make 62.7. It's the second highest average annual value in the NBA. You know who's number one? Any guess on who's number one? Who has the highest average annual value for their contract
Jalen Brown.
in the entire NBA? No,
Oh.
he's fifth.
Not
57 for him.
Not Giannis. I don't think it's Jokic.
It makes sense why y'all.
Oh, Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid.
Yeah, he signed this extension.
64.3 average annual value.
God.
That's the average. It's not the highest paid. It's just what the average of the contract is going to be.
They said Shea is about to be eligible
for that.
for
Yeah.
a ridiculous contract
$78 million.
where he would get paid nearly $1 million per game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
it's
that.
we're only getting
Crazy.
closer and closer to when it's like somebody's getting $100 million annually.
Yeah.
And it's
But I
gonna
mean
happen.
that's what the
It don't even sound real.
that's what the NBA is going to have to like. Yeah, I don't know because like on one end, Shea is worth it, but then you get these other names around the Sheas and the Jokic's where it's like, wait, why is Lauri Markkanen right here? And that's where the league kind of get fucked up because then what happens is Michael Porter Jr. is going to come to the table and say, wait, Lauri Markkanen, I'm kind of doing the same shit he doing a little bit. I'm the third option though, so I'm averaging 21. He averaging 25 over there, and Utah is the first. If he was over here, he'd be doing it. That's what their agents are doing, and so then it's like, damn, you got a point. So now we kind of got to pay you close to what he's making, and everybody just keeps setting this market for these type of players, and it just fucks the game up.
That's
So
when Duncan Robinson set the shooting market at $20 million annually.
and you see how fast that collapsed.
Yeah, it corrected itself, didn't it?
Very fast.
Now,
Very,
shooters
very
be the
fast.
last one to get signed.
Yeah.
You know who also going? You know who's gonna fall? The 3-and-D guys, because the 3-and-D has been so hit or miss. Like KCP, his three just didn't appear this year. So it's like, why the hell am I paying this premium? And I don't know what I'm getting.
You just
this
getting
year.
the D?
Yeah, I might just be getting defense this year. And next year I'll probably just get all shooting. You're gonna focus so much on shooting, you're gonna forget how to guard.
Let's get into the conference finals.
We still got basketball.
Since the last episode, OKC closed out Minnesota. It's been so long, it feels like. I don't even know if we should spend a ton of time other than
And
saying
the game was just
congratulations.
so
the
bad.
game was
right?
terrible.
We was watching it sitting in here.
Yeah.
It was just like
I think by the second quarter, we were all just swiping on our phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just not even interested in the game at that point.
It just seemed like Minnesota didn't have a fight that you would expect for a team to be down 3-1. I know that they had some really deflating losses at home, but I expected a little bit more.
Same.
But it is what it is. Seemed like vacations was packed, planned, and everybody was ready just to have that day to be their last day at work.
It sucks. It really does. But I also think that they went against a team that was a lot better than them.
That was better than them. So
I really do think that it was that game 4 loss that really did it for them. They knew. None of the games in OKC felt like that there was a world where they were going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So the best shot that they had was to defend home court, get some momentum, and then take that into OKC. But once they lost that one at home, I know they asked like, boy, this is a tall mountain.
They came out in game 3 and belt their ass, and I was like, oh snap, this is a completely different team. I thought there was
role players play better where
at home.
And
that essentially, yeah. And I thought when they played, I thought that they would have had some little bit more fight, man. That game 4 loss when all the role players played so damn good, and they was just couldn't give them enough. And then they go back on the road, and it just seemed like the writing was on the wall.
Bro, the thing that pisses me off, though, is still, like, the discourse around it. Like you said, OKC was a better team. They imposed their will on the Timberwolves. People are talking about Anthony Edwards like they just want to write him off now, or like they think he's lesser of a player. That a 22-year-old struggled against a team that almost won 70 games during the regular season.
Who are these people you talking about?
I just Twitter. I would say.
Okay.
I mean, even Christian sent me a text message of like on Get Up. They were like, did we crown Anthony Edwards too early? Was like one of the topics that they had. Yeah, it's just I never. I mean, we also live in the moment, but we don't go that fucking ridiculous one way or another. Last year, nobody on this show was calling him the next Michael Jordan while he was doing great stuff. And also this year, we're not saying that he's a failure because at 23, he didn't beat a historic team in a 7-game series. Like, there has to be some type of balance so we can recognize that Anthony Edwards is still, even after the series, a top 10 player in the league. And guess what? He's 23 years old. And every single year of his NBA career, he's done nothing but get better. He's honed his craft. Like, oh, I needed to add three-point shooting this year. Bet I'm going to be the best three-point shooter in the league. Oh, this year I need to know how to attack a double team. Bet. I bet next season we don't have to question a lot of his playmaking and his stuff like that.
The season was over and they were doing the post game. He said, it ain't nothing. Like, ain't nobody finna work harder than me this offseason to get better than what I'm already at. It's just, I don't understand how people be so quick to turn.
I truly think a lot of it is like engagement farming, obviously.
Which is bad.
On social media, you can get paid for engagement. So it's like, what's topical right now?
$10, that Subway sandwich.
Yeah, Elon give you a little $12 check if you get 3 million impressions. You can get that on one tweet if you talk shit about somebody.
I got over 1 million impressions on the tweet, and then I looked at like how much it got me.
I took that. I don't even need. I took that shit away. I'm not paying for that shit no more.
Nothing.
I don't be trashing nobody, and I get like 25, 30.
Well, they don't understand that there's a method. There's a good method and the bad method. The bad method is easier to do. To have the good method, you got to be locked in for real. It's easy to look at a box and be like 6 turnovers, 6 assists, 5 turnovers. Yeah, let's talk some shit.
I'll say this. I'm not bailing people out that way. So here's what I'll do. You have things like that being said, but you know what's the crazy part of it? There's people that like that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like it's impression farming to a degree, but there is like a subculture of basketball hoops that's how they like to consume. They like to talk in those type of patterns. It's the same thing in the draft world where like you see people get on a high horse because they read a spreadsheet all day and they think like they're going to talk down to people who actually scout because they can look at these numbers. You know what I mean? So it's like that's what it is. People complain about it, but then people engage with it. So what I tell people is if you genuinely like don't like that shit, don't pay any attention to it. I'm not going on Twitter and looking at somebody. Every day I go on Twitter, I see somebody literally put out bait for people to fly. And I'm talking about not like this is political stuff. You'll see a video of something happening in a minority neighborhood, and you'll see a certain type of account tweet it. and have an extremely biased view on it to make you,
Mm-hmm.
a minority, react. And every day, thousands of people fall for the fucking trick. So you know what I do? I've never participated in it. Same thing with basketball. There are people that are going to go in there and they're going to say, man, yeah, Anthony Edwards is the most overrated shit. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave it alone. There's people that's going to go in there and say, man, Ace Bailey should be a second-round pick. I am not going to go in there and say, man, what the hell you talking about? Ace Bailey ain't no motherfucker second-round pick. That's what they want you to do. So it's like, at some point, us that don't like that shit, we have to stop engage. The more you engage and interact with the shit, the more they're going to do. I just told somebody that on our video. I was doing some Mike won, and I was talking shit because none of us wanted Mike to win. And they was in the comments like, man, P be mad when he loses. I don't really give a fuck, but when y'all act like this and my name dominate the comments, I'm going to probably do it again. Like the next video, I'm really going to show it's a pattern. Y'all don't realize that every time I show my ass and you flood the comments with my name and the clips are going all around, and I continue to do it. We've been doing this for 8 years. I haven't stopped. When y'all don't give it attention, I'm probably going to stop. I promise. But I like attention.
Please clip that part for me.
I like it. Getting attention has helped me get paid. Every year of us doing this, I've seen an increase.
I cannot wait to get that
So
clip.
the moment that the attention stops, because we're in an attention space right now, I promise you I'm going to think of some new shit. I'm going to think of some new shit to do. But if I can talk shit to Darrick and y'all say, oh, man, he's bullying Darrick, I'm going to be like, oh, I know I don't bully Darrick in real life. We have a great relationship.
like,
but if we can do it, let's go.
The Ace Bailey thing is funny because I saw a mock yesterday that he ended up at 12. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? If Modest fell to 11, why can't Ace fall to 12?
And I guarantee those people probably had a bunch of people being polarizing in the comments where they either agreed or then you have the people that disagree, and then the people just got a bunch of impressions. So it's just like,
We welcome it though.
that's why at some point,
Take that draft stock, Ace.
if we don't, you know what I mean, if you don't agree with it, then just stop paying that dumbass shit attention. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell are we talking about? Y'all, we complain so much, but then I see the same people who complain to me interacting with the shit when I go on Twitter.
Just log off.
But anyway,
On the opposite side, OKC look great. We've talked so much about OKC this season. I don't know if there's anything new to say about what they've been doing. They're just waiting to see who's going to win the other series. And the Knicks are live, baby. Game 6 tonight. Took care of business at home.
yeah.
Really good minutes from Landry Shamet was flexing for the crowd. I'm like, oh, shit.
You want to hear something fucking crazy?
What's that?
I didn't watch this game.
Oh, damn.
My sister graduated.
Maybe that's the.
Ooh.
Maybe you can't
Well,
watch tonight. The superstition.
no, let me-
You saw the Kylie Jenner. Was she there? They 2-0.
let me correct it so you can understand exactly what I mean. Because we do this for a living, there's watching and there's watching.
For sure.
I watched it, but I wasn't watching. So there's some shit you could tell me like Landry Shamet flexing that I can't recall because I wasn't watching.
Right. They got
But-
Landry Shamet chance, and he was flexing after a good defensive play. And I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, what did he get an and one? No, I think it was a good defensive play on the baseline.
So every time I look up here and there, I'll see something happen. But my main thing was getting off to that good start and being able to, not play from behind.
That was really big.
And every time I did look up, the Pacers were turning the ball over.
Yeah.
And I was like,
A lot
boy,
of
don't it
turnovers.
feel good to see another team
Well, they
turn
turned the ball over more times than the Knicks did last game.
Yeah, y'all did a good job of keeping Halliburton in check too. I thought that was very impressive. I thought
How
coming
did
off
they
that
do that?
triple-double, I think they just did a good job of just making them uncomfortable.
Yeah, they picked him up
How?
earlier.
Yeah.
They picked him up close to the half court versus around the 3-point line. I think that added a lot of pressure. They were blitzing his screens so high up, and nobody else was able to make a play.
Was he guarded by the same people? Or did
guarded by Nickeil Bridges most of
Okay.
this game. And then, he turned the corner a few times this game and just didn't look at the rim. It reminded me of first month of the year, Tyrese Halliburton, which is nuts considering just last game, he had the best game ever of his life. So for him to turn that corner so many times, and so many times might have been like 4 throughout the game, but for him to look at the basket just once in the fourth quarter was really surprising to me. And obviously, he's also empowered. He's he's a star, obviously, but he also is a support character where he's empowered. Like Darrick playing cloak and dagger, he get 30,000 heals, but also part of that is that his teammates also protecting him in a way, right? I feel like that way with Tyrese Halliburton, where like he's great as is, but when his teammates are hitting a shot, it's a wrap, right? Because he can add on top of that, and his teammates weren't hitting shots to have that added. So if he's not doing his part and his teammates are not hitting shots, you get to the point where he takes 7 shots. And
Who
ends
led
up-
them in scoring?
Benedict Mathurin had like 23
Ah.
and 11 free throws again.
For real?
Yeah.
You bullshit.
Yeah, he got to the line a lot again.
Somebody better trade for him and get their
Another contract.
get
Like,
baby.
what do you do with his money? I don't know.
Nah, if I'm for who you asking for?
For Benedict Mathurin. I mean, I'm just saying,
with
like,
the Pacers?
either them or somebody else.
If I'm the Pacers, boy, that's the last shit on my mind.
One thing I was definitely looking at was that
I was just playing Ben Shepherd over him.
what Cat was gonna look like coming back after like what happened with his knee.
Oh yeah, how did he look?
He looked pretty good.
Yeah,
he looked pretty
good.
damn good.
He was being
For some-
aggressive.
Did he grab it
Posting
at
up.
all?
All day.
Yeah.
On defense all day.
So I seen that part of the game. That's when Van Gundy was like, he's grabbing at that knee. Only on defense though. When he got the ball, watching him get the ball, he gonna be held. That was the part
ball.
of the
Well,
game.
you
I
know
was
the
able to
ball
see.
heals. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for
Somebody
sure.
have a bad ankle, they get touch that ball, but they look a lot better than they do on defense.
How early did the line right? I wanted to rewatch this game yesterday, but it felt good to have a free day, didn't it? Y'all got on the game. We didn't have a game to watch.
We were playing
It still be
softball all
feeling
day.
weird, too.
Yeah, I play
It,
softball.
it did feel weird. The day it was 6, and I was like, ain't it like 9:30?
You asking about the line right? What about him?
How early
when
did
the
he
time
come
he
into the
checked
game?
in?
I don't remember what time he checked in, but it was first quarter. His hands are always been great.
Always he got
Always
hands
get good,
on
yeah.
so many.
He also blew like 2
basketballs.
layups though. So
Did
it's
he?
like, it's like he's such a good defensive player. But I
His
understand.
timing, he's got to get his timing right, man.
Yeah.
Gotta get his timing
I think he
right.
had all backboard on the 3.
Shat.
Um,
I seen him miss a 3, but it wasn't all backboard. But Shat.
it's so funny that like so far in the series, Tom Thibodeau has played his bench more than Rick Carlisle. You couldn't have predicted that going into this series, knowing
No.
both of these teams' history. Rick Carlisle's running an 11-man rotation for the majority of this postseason, and now it's like Tom Thibodeau's like Landry Shamet, DeLon Wright, Miles McBride minutes together. Like
Preston
you just
Achiuwa's played
Preston
in-
Achiuwa played 2 minutes in the other game. So yeah, Tom Thibodeau has been this last game pulled the right strings at the right time.
Back against the wall.
I mean, he
motherfuckers
ain't
act
really had
different.
he ain't had no choice. I mean, Mitchell Robinson kind of like been a blessing, just been since the start of the postseason. And then sometimes with Jalen Brunson just getting in foul trouble, Miles McBride has definitely had to step up.
And Josh Hart has stepped up significantly too. He played a really good game. So you now seeing Mitchell Robinson minutes drop. So
I
think-
like when we get spurts of Mitchell Robinson, man. The third quarter, his ass is like Hakeem on that glass again.
Yeah.
Defensively as well.
I don't think he's a 30+ minute
He can't be.
guy.
I think it's also
He
just
plays
don't
got
too
the
hard.
lungs.
Some guys just aren't like I don't know if Walker Kessler is going to be there. I don't know if Donovan Clingan is going to.
yeah, there's a mode.
Donovan Clingan could be a monster in 29 minutes.
Well, they said that's what
games.
he's working on the most this offseason. Just
Just
his
becoming
conditioning,
a starting center
so he
minutes.
can be a
Yeah.
starter. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I think that was also adjustment. You just can't play your starters 40+ minutes every damn
not
game.
bigs,
Mm-hmm.
not bigs.
But it's just like even that, like a lot of times in the game, legs are just short. It's like sometimes you gotta adjust.
That's kind of why the Nuggets have such a blessing. Jokic can play 40+ minutes,
One of the few well-conditioned, like,
and it's funny
Start to
because he
finish.
doesn't look well conditioned.
I think he knows
I
how
don't
to
even
pace
know how-
himself too.
true. He
Yeah,
also
he-
plays in Denver full time, which
Oh,
gives him an advantage
true.
when he's in OKC for a game. You know.
Yeah, he also plays a style that's a lot different than like a Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah. Imagine,
Oh,
imagine Jokic having that level
I think
of
he plays
aggression.
the harder style.
He said,
I mean,
Jokic
it's more taxing.
He's the number one
Overall,
option, but he's still offensive rebounds at a high level. He's still a big who the way he has to guard, they're going to do pick and roll. He got to move a lot. He's not an anchoring big, but teams attack him. And he's everywhere on offense. He's from the 3, he can make passes, dribble handoff with Jamal Murray.
No, yeah, that makes
He
sense.
seals,
I could
posted,
see
bumps.
somebody arguing for the Mitchell Robinson thing. It's just because, like, when you playing, say 20 minutes or whatever, and you know your job is defense, you better be busting your ass all fucking defensive
Bro,
end. You
there
know
was
what I'm
one
saying?
possession where they got to stop. Mitchell Robinson's running down court, and it ended in an early 3. And I forgot who it was, and he looked defeated that his ass had to run back
All the way
back.
all the
Yeah,
way
that's how
back.
bigs usually do it, man.
No, it was one time where he did rim run, and then he was standing in the middle. He waited, and then he was wide open, and he just got it wide open. I know he was happy as hell.
Yeah, got to reward the big fella.
I agree though, Mike. But now you take Jokic and you double it the time because Jokic will play 44 minutes in a game. And again, he's down there bruising. He's backing down Ivica Zubac. How do you say his first name?
Ivica?
Ivica
I
Zubac.
got
I don't know. He never played for my favorite team. So I don't know.
So, you know, he
Yeah.
tasked with that. The dribble handoffs with Jamal Murray become taxing. He's getting back on D.
Working hard offensively, every possession got to be tough too. Like every time I'm backing down, I got to work through a double team,
Yeah,
or I got to work through a trap. I got to work through
The
that.
team don't survive if I don't play well on this side of the ball. I don't really get many possessions off offense.
I think that shit is still so crazy to me that like there's so many great teams, if you take the number one player off, they still have some success. The Nuggets really might not be shit without Jokic.
What are they, a 22-win team if Jokic don't play a year?
The Wizards might get some more. Nah.
Does Jamal Murray make an All-Star team?
Not if they win 22 games. He's Jordan Poole.
I ain't gonna say that.
I'm disrespectful. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry, Jamal.
Come on,
I
man.
didn't mean that.
And Jordan Poole had a good year.
He did. He sure did.
He had a very good year. He's not fucking with Jamal Murray. In any
No,
sense of
I'm
that
just
word.
saying. I'm just saying.
And they make similar money. Oh, they don't make similar money because Jamal Murray makes $50-some million. Yeah, you're right.
But that's a great conversation to have, though, because Jordan Poole, in essence, could be a Jamal Murray.
Sure.
But he'd rather do these little things where it's just like, what's the word for it? It's like young shit.
I think Jordan Poole would be very happy to still be in Golden State, playing winning basketball.
Nah, I think he could.
I think he just unfortunately just had a dumbass teammate do something stupid.
Yeah, what happened to him? I don't remember.
And then they had to trade him.
They paid that man.
I'm going to say I disagree, Darrick.
You disagree? I think Jordan Poole is pissed that he's in Washington, and he would
Yes,
much rather be
yes,
in San
that
Francisco.
part I agree with. But I don't know if his future was always Jordan Poole was with the Warriors as a young player coming off the bench,
Yeah.
and he was having magical moments. At some point, Jordan Poole was going to want to be a $32 million player with his own team.
But I think he had to see the window opening that Steph Curry would want out, and so this would be my shit.
Where the fuck is Steph Curry wanting out?
No, not wanting out. He's gonna retire. And Jordan
That
Poole
was going to
young.
be a minute.
Yeah,
though.
he's still
He's
playing.
37, and I feel like he's still got at least 3 years left. So you,
And
Jordan Poole, we waiting to get
You
the
wait
keys
until
at
you're
39.
29. Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm 29 years old. Finally, I
Because
can
like,
start.
how old is Jordan Poole? Am I
25.
I would say 25. Yeah,
am I like
25
not? Am I thinking he's younger than that?
He's been around for a long time.
I say 25.
25.
He is currently. My phone's taking forever. He's 25. Yeah, he actually turns 26 soon.
Happy
Hey,
early
shout out
birthday,
to
George.
JP.
Sorry, 26.
Who's better,
July-
Jordan Poole
July-
or
Cat
Kobe
dad,
White?
cat dad.
Kobe White, who's
Or
younger.
Jordan Poole. No, who's better?
Oh, who's better?
I got asked this by Greg the other day, my producer, because he's a Warriors fan.
I'm gonna let y'all answer first.
I would say.
I have
Yes.
my answer already.
I would say
I
Kobe.
think it's
White.
Kobe White for me.
I would say Jordan Poole. Personally.
They're damn near. They're really close though. Because that first year Washington, Jordan Poole was obviously really bad. It was dog mess. But that second year he was actually much better. So I think there's a balance there. But Cody White has been good for like 3 years. Really good for 3 years.
Kobe White
3
is
years ago, he averaged 9 points per game.
Oh, 2 years then.
Yeah.
Kobe White is also, I don't think, ever played on a team that was as bad as that first Wizards team. Poole has played for.
No, he has. He just sucked then, too. Like his first 2 years in the NBA.
Great point. I don't think the good version of him has played with a team that like.
His numbers look really good his first 2 years, though. If
Who
y'all
was
remember.
Jordan Poole was out there with some shit. I ain't
He
even
talking about the Wizards.
I ain't even gonna say no names. Like, he was out there with some bullshit,
Yeah.
and he didn't help it. Don't get me wrong, he
Yeah.
didn't help it.
He
But-
was also adjusting.
Yeah,
He
he's,
definitely ain't helping when his game on the line and he ain't even paying attention to the play call.
He looking for the baddies.
Now when they go out onto the court, he asking what the play is. What do you got to do?
Oh, man.
That's so funny that you were able to see that in real time.
motherfucker said, "What? Wait, what's the play?"
As the point guard too.
As the
As
point
the point guard.
Yeah, you got to initiate it. What happens for the rest of the series? Game 6 tonight. The Indiana close it out. Do we get a game 7?
We better not get a game.
I'm
7.
hoping for a game 7.
I am too. I ain't gonna lie. I think the Knicks, if they lose tonight, I remember their 2025 run as being so good for a neutral fan. Between them having two 20-point comebacks and them having the 21-0 run against the Pistons, from them fouling Tim Hardaway Jr., from the step back against Asar Thompson. We can go on and on about moments that the Knicks have given a neutral fan. I couldn't imagine rooting for this thing because my fucking heart rate would be a million every single game. But they've given us nothing but banger after banger. So if it ends tonight, shout out to the Knicks. Successful season. If they win tonight, shout out to the Knicks. Another game for the NBA fan.
We need another 30 ball from JB. Like, he got to come out aggressive. I think he had like 14 in the first quarter.
Yeah, and then 16 in the third.
Jalen Brunson was my Mills Mans of the Week this week.
There it is.
He was phenomenal in this game. He just make a tough shot after tough shot, and I just think he gave the Knicks. He kept his foot on their necks, and I like to see that from my lead guard.
This is kind of the game I expected in game 4, because I remember game 3, he was kind of struggling. That's the game he got into foul
Well, I
trouble.
think the Pacers, their best defense against him is to keep him off the court. In this game, they couldn't.
Yeah.
He literally stayed on the court. He only had 2 fouls.
And Nesmith ankle was fucking with him. He only played like 15 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Like
But you
so-
remember P when he had took that foul and then he went to the bench, but he had gave him one of these.
When
When Jalen Brunson had fouled, I was like, did he? wave
yes,
goodbye?
yes.
But he gave him that thumbs up, like,
That's the game we was at.
I don't feel like I've ever seen you do a thumbs. Do that again. Something's wrong about that.
What's wrong with that?
I'm not sure.
Is it because his thumb is like it tilts to the side a little bit?
I guess.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not straight.
Is mine straight? I think mine's tilt.
It's a little tilted.
Yeah.
Just 4 30-year-olds looking at thumbs ups. That's dope.
But yeah.
But nah, when I seen them do that, that was like that. I bet.
So what did you think
So I
of
thought he was
Tyrese
gonna do that in
Halliburton
game
walking
4.
off the court smiling?
It seemed like everybody doing that type
Everybody
of shit nowadays.
doing this type of shit, bro.
Everybody doing that nowadays.
Everybody gotta have that moment where they just, man, this shit is crazy.
They looking
bro.
unfazed.
You got
Well, Shea said he did it because he didn't want the opposing team crowd to see him feel rattled.
Shea did it. He doing it. Brunson doing thumbs up.
Julius Randle was doing thumbs down 2 years ago against the same Knicks crowd.
I
Julius
like
Randle
it,
was having a bad game once and was walking around smiling and shit, and then he got benched.
He also was smiling when he hit that 30-foot three-pointer in
Yes,
game
he
2.
was.
So, like,
He
he just had a jolly season. I think he was just happy all through. Shout out to him and his family, though. They came on Wag Talk.
They did.
So, shout out to them.
I love his son.
They've been, she been
That's some
everywhere,
weird
by the
thing to
way.
say.
She killing it right now. Maddie's killing it.
I love his son.
His son's a cute kid. Both of his sons are cute, but the older one, like, is so in tune with Julius Randle and his career. He answered the question on Wag Talk.
Yes, he did. What college? Well,
He
high
was-
school
yeah,
retired his
he knew
jersey.
it.
He knew it. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I hope my son or daughter would know what high school retired my jersey.
Hey,
one
get
day.
out the house more. I said I love his son. He told me that's weird.
You said, oh,
Get
No,
your
I
ass-
didn't
get
say
out the
that's
house
weird
and
in
touch
that
the
way. I
fucking
just
grass.
said that's some shit I wasn't expecting to hear today.
I love Darrick's daughter.
Well, you also, that's your friend.
Oh, okay.
So you've never seen a kid that you don't know that was like a cute kid that left an
Yeah,
impression.
for
It's like,
sure.
man, that's a cute kid. I love that. I love to see kids be cute kids being kids. We live in a world where everybody want to grow up so fast. I was just seeing a kid on IG Live.
I love
with a
DeMar
fucking-
DeRozan's daughter because she helped us win that playing
Exactly.
game.
It's shit like
Oh,
that.
yeah, when she
Like
was
you don't see
screaming
shit like
at the free
that.
throw
I don't know. I just think it's funny.
That
as
Twitter
much-
ass mindset.
Somebody be like, I love Deuce Tatum. It just is like, why?
He's a cute kid too.
He's a cute kid. So you want to be in a world? You want to be on the other side of Twitter when somebody disrespecting people kids and saying they hate them, and it's a fucking kid who's just being a kid. That's what you like. You like that weird. That's weird.
Have y'all seen the Deuce Tatum highlights?
Yes. He hit that fucking
No, I
crazy ass
haven't.
jump shot. Did you see that?
Yeah, he big as hell.
Yeah, Mike acting like a motherfucker got Deuce as his background and phone or some shit. Hey, what the fuck is he on?
Hell
Yeah,
no.
get out the house, boy, man. Get the fuck off online. Get out the house,
Well,
boy.
he's going to the game tonight. Him and Mason and Faye. Right?
No.
Oh, I thought that's what I read. in
He's
the
going to
group chat.
fucking the
With your
taste-
Halliburton jersey. Where's your Halliburton jersey today? He had a stinker. Where your jersey today?
You going to the taste? He going to the
I do
taste.
my laundry, KB.
You going to the taste, ain't you?
Don't
Oh,
be
now all your
doxing me.
whites are
Don't
yellow
be
now
doxing
because
me.
you washed them with the Pacers jersey.
No, I actually did start.
Because this was supposed to be a white shirt.
I did start. Hey,
Motherfucking show put that Halliburton jersey up. Motherfucker had a 30-point triple double with
I was gonna wear it back to back.
no turn. Yes, I did. I definitely did. You wear your drawers back to back.
That is crazy. He did wash that Halle jersey with with some white shirts.
No, I think he just said he started to switch them, right?
Yeah, we got a little bit. I be putting my whites in there.
See,
Y'all
he
remember
got
that-
on his ass and he became a better man.
Wait.
Y'all
What
remember-
the hell is he talking about? I didn't wash my Halle jersey. That shit's just in the laundry.
No, but I'm saying you probably were gonna wash it with a bunch of white shirts. Because you said you didn't separate your laundry.
But that
You
would
said
mess
just
up the
wash it.
that would mess up the white shirts though, not the Halle jersey.
That's what we were saying.
You look like you be watching this with some other shit. This is a cream shirt. Oh, okay. I was just making sure.
It's always been cream.
I don't know. I don't know if these motherfuckers that just got cream shirts sitting around.
Yeah.
I know what he don't.
I ain't never seen no pack of cream shirts.
Iron. I pissed Derrick off. That one time, I forget what it was. I said, that Quab ass outfit.
Yeah, Quab, you weren't here, but he came into the studio with a fit that we know you got in the closet right now.
He just had like the fresh bald head and the beard was shining. It was very quiet.
What were we doing that day?
It was a special day. I don't know
We
what
did the
the
Adam Silver.
Adam
interview.
Silver interview.
Yes, he walk in. We all in here
Yes.
waiting for him. Here go guys, sit that. Walking this motherfucker looking like Quab. That Darrick said, "How I look like Quab?" I go to KB. I'm like, KB, kid Mike, is that not a Quab ass outfit? They said, yeah, that's exactly some shit Quab would wear. But
I'm
KB
looking
had
at
to
it
tell, like,
again.
man, it look nice. Quab know how to dress.
That's a nice fit. You
Oh,
coordinating
man,
the Browns
bro.
with the cream. Like, that was a nice fit.
Quab, he's biting your style, man.
For real.
He's biting your fucking style.
Quab, go look at that episode with Adam Silver and tell me that's not a fit.
Oh
you
my
wear.
goodness, man. Holy shit, I'm crying. I'm so glad the season over. I need more of these conversations.
He said, "Is this a compliment or diss?"
It's definitely not a diss. I think you very well dressed.
Anybody
Oh,
else
man.
predictions for Game 6 tonight? You
I got
said
Pacers.
Pacers, you said.
I'm going Knicks.
Obviously, I know where you're going. I want a Game 7. Even though Game 7s ain't been so electric so far
That's
this
the
year.
only reason I'm going Knicks this game.
I want a Game 7.
Which one of these teams do y'all think give the Thunder at least a little bit more of a challenge?
We asked this question, I think,
Oh, we did?
2 episodes ago. I think we split. I think y'all said Pacers and me and KB said Knicks.
Okay.
Or maybe 3-1.
I think I did. Yeah, I do remember this. I think I did go with Pacers.
Yeah, so I think it was 2-2. To be honest with you, bro, seeing how the Thunder just played against the Timberwolves,
We haven't seen a guard have a more than one good
Yeah, I
game
don't
against
know,
this team.
man.
So I don't know. Both of them other teams guard led. I think these motherfuckers is gonna smack whoever they see.
Yeah.
I think it's a 5-er. Because then after they won the conference finals, J-Dub was like, "Yeah, we want to do it on our court." It was like, "Oh, so y'all giving up at least one game on purpose so you could close out the series in Game 5."
Because, like, realistically, I mean, they don't really have any injuries. They're
They're
fully
healthy as hell.
Both of these teams are dealing with injuries.
I can't recollect a single nagging injury that the Thunder are
Yeah.
dealing with. You can go knee Smith, you can go Brunson ankle, you can go Cat knee. OKC is just there.
Yeah, OKC is just full. They've also
They
had
rest him right now too.
They did have like a 7-game series, but they've been able to rest.
Yeah.
Bro, when we went to that game and the Knicks won, I was in my DM and I went in my request. The Knicks had won, and dude was like, "I swear I hope you get in a car accident." Like, he was like serious. So I seen it days later. I seen it yesterday. And I replied back to him like, "This wasn't smart." And he replied back like, "Yeah, man, my bad. This is stupid. I just was really mad. I crashed out." But I'm like, bro, why do y'all take this shit this serious?
I would never crash out about anything.
You dude was up in the series 2-1 and eventually went on a 3-1, right?
Yeah.
So like, what the fuck?
I could just never. Yeah, I can never take it that serious, man.
That's why I never understand like DMing players about your parlays. It'd just be stupid.
The only time I found it acceptable to DM a parlay is when dude had that parlay on Porzingis. I think this shit was like in the bubble.
Yes, and he missed that layup.
He missed that
Oh,
layup.
my
He missed that layup.
goodness,
He
bro.
missed that layup. That's the
Oh,
only
Was that a
time.
parlay? It was like first basket.
It was first
it was
basket.
a first
but he had-
basket parlay.
But it
All
was
he
a first
needed was
basket
Chris
parlay.
Stapps.
He had
I
like
got
3 other
you,
players
I
that got it. He just needed Chris Stapps, and Chris
he
Stapps
missed the open
smoked the
layup.
That's
Oh,
the
my
only
fucking
time you
goodness.
could DM somebody.
Reminding me of that is like reminding me of a fucking gruesome injury. Because it's just gut-wrenching.
Yeah, I probably would have threw up watching
Me
it.
and Mason was one home run away from hitting on a parlay.
Is that what y'all copied yesterday?
Mason was,
No,
but you
today.
copied him.
Uh-oh.
Who did y'all bet on? Was that Ronald Acuna? Is that the one I saw?
I think it
don't
was
remember the
Ronald
names.
Acuna. He definitely was in that
Love
section,
me
but
some Ronald Acuna.
'Cause I remember Mason was like, we just need. No, I think it was Manny Machado.
Oh, okay.
I think Manny Machado was in there.
Ciao, Manny.
Yeah, it was Manny Machado and O'Neal Cruz. I don't know who that is.
You don't know who O'Neal Cruz is?
Nope. I just bet on him.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people do, honestly.
He's a 6'7" shortstop. Well, I guess he plays more outfield nowadays.
Okay. Mason said that was what he was feeling good today. I said, bet. I'll follow you.
I remember he got that card last year.
Yes.
Who?
Yeah, O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have not played a lot of MLB this year.
Me, I played
unfortunately.
like the first 2 days. I was
Same.
geeked, and then I was like, I'm good. But I am geeked for college football.
Oh, yeah, me too. Me and Avery been
It
heavy
come out
on
when? June or
July.
July.
We found out July. Me and Avery been heavy on the Pokemon recently, so we've been playing a lot of Pokemon, watching a lot of Pokemon.
Introduce her to Pokemon Go.
I was going to say, you might as well try it.
That is not a bad idea,
Y'all
Darrick.
can walk around and
Yes,
capture Pokemons.
That is I haven't thought about. Yes, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It might be a hot spot by your house.
Yeah.
You never know. You don't know what it is. I've never even played Pokemon Go, but I just know what it is.
I remember when I played, I think the McDonald's, that was kind of by our high school.
Yeah.
It was a hot spot. Or it was like a gym or whatever.
I'm downloading it right now so I don't forget. Derek, you just put me and my daughter on to another activity we can do together. She's been watching the one called Journeys. I know nobody cares, and she'll pause every second. What's his name? What's his name? And now she remembers like a good amount of Pokemon names.
Did she like the original?
No, because of the aspect ratio. She needs she needs it to be 16:9 instead of 4:3. Pokemon Indigo is 4:3 because it's so old.
Oh.
So she watches the new generation. Netflix has one called Journeys.
Oh.
So she's been watching that. But it still got Gen 1 in there though. So she knows Eevee, she knows Pikachu, she knows Drowsy.
No, you can watch it normally. Netflix on the kids version has the Pokemon Indigo.
Is it Switch
Yeah.
though? Because
Yeah.
we didn't get that option. Because
Oh yeah. By the way, I do want to
Disney Channel
say
does that too.
rest in peace to Rocco. Clay Thompson lost his dog.
Oh yes, sir.
That's
sir.
all.
She's
yeah.
Rocco.
Having a dog now, and not just having a pet, but an extended family member.
Yeah.
That sucks to see.
Yeah.
I lost my dog, man. I cried.
You should, yeah. It's a
How
family
old were
member.
you?
11. I got him when I was 1.
You know,
So he was like my childhood dog.
What happened?
Got old.
what that class we had together, that same teacher that told you like, what, you got a gun or whatever?
Oh,
That
Wait,
same
what?
teacher.
What?
We told
what?
you this story before. I can't remember what class that was.
I had like my phone in my hand.
At Hinsdale South?
No,
No,
at
this
college.
is at COD.
And he was like, "What is that? A gun?"
Oh, he was joking?
No, I think he was being for real. But like,
He was joking.
He was a
but,
weird
like,
teacher.
He was a weird
What
teacher.
class is this?
It was
I
art.
can't- It was art.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't I in the art class with one of y'all?
No,
I
he
don't
was in there
think
with
so.
John.
I would tell you, I slept the fuck out of that class and I dropped it.
Anyways, but I had put my dog down there, like during the time that I was in that class, and
Rest
I
in peace,
remember
Charlie.
like
Oh, I didn't know this.
I emailed him like, I'm not gonna be in class or whatever. Like I got something to do, whatever, with my dog. And he was like, so? Like, why ain't you coming to class? And I just remember that shit pissed me
That's
off.
a choke a motherfucker out kind
He
of
just
response.
pissed me off. And I was like, bro, you talking about my damn dog right here.
Yeah. No, that's
What
real.
did you say?
I don't even remember. I just know I didn't show up for that damn class.
Well, if you still got the email, let me know. I'll respond for you.
That shit in my student email.
Say,
My Spotify still wrapped up to my student email. Boy, I got that student discount. I ain't been in school in 8 years. Like, yeah,
Damn.
boy.
I wish, hey,
Been a long time.
I
Yeah,
Longer
no,
than 8
that's
years.
crazy that you still have it.
I
linked.
hope on any occasion, if I tell a motherfucker I ain't doing something for my dog, and I'm not even talking about putting the dog down. If I gotta take my dog to the vet, don't ask me shit. Cause you ain't gonna never see a crash out like that ever again. I don't play when it comes to my dog. I be doing my own shit. I be in my own world in real life. But the last few times I've really like legitimately crashed out, my dog has been with me. Say what you want to say to me. I had a lady the other day. I was driving. I think I was leaving here. And a lady in front of me is doing all this weird shit out of the car with like her arm. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I get in the other lane. I pull up the side to check the scene. I'm like, I roll down my window. She started to roll down her window. She say, "You're riding my ass." You already know what this look with that.
Yeah.
So I say, huh? You're riding my ass. I say, I'm sorry, I'm just driving. Cause I don't feel like I was riding her ass, but I wasn't defensive because I was like, oh, my fault. I'm in my own world, listen to my music, driving, whatever. Don't even think I was riding your ass because BMW has a thing in the car where if you are riding somebody's ass,
It alerts you.
it turns red.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a red car symbol. So I'm like, okay. But I apologize. Like, I'm sorry. Don't mind me. But her response was as if like I owed her some shit. And in my mind, I'm like, bitch. But it wasn't that deep. So I just kept, but I had another time with somebody I felt like was on my ass. And I had like Penny with me. And Penny like sits on my lap when I drive and like look out the window. They getting all aggressive next to my car and shit. I'm like, man, I get to like bro, hey bro, Hey, calm the fuck down before you get your head bust in the middle of this fucking street. Don't do all that nut ass shit when you see I got my dog in my lap, man. Stop playing with me for a motherfucker. I have to chop your ass down like a tree in this motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying, Mike? Get your ass knocked down, you can't get up. You picking up when I'm dropping?
I am.
Fucking playing with me. That's all right, you feel me? Same thing how I imagine Darrick to be. Darrick is a very reserved guy. We talk shit on the pod, but in real life, he's very cool, calm, collected. But I feel like if you play with Darrick while he had his daughter, he'll turn into the dude we saw in that movie. Not the Green Hawk, but the red one.
That dude was mean, too.
You feel me? I feel like KB
feet.
is a nice, cool, reserved guy. But I feel like you fuck with KB while he got his daughter with him, you're going to see another version of him. It's just certain things that you don't play with. And people be out here playing.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Did you see that game we went to? Is that you that sent it? Somebody got stabbed the Pacers game?
I seen that.
Yeah,
You sent that?
I sent that.
You sent that?
Yeah.
That was the game we went to.
Yeah, it was.
At a bar, not the game. They didn't do it at the game.
Yeah, it was
They
at
did
a bar.
nearby bar. I gotta stop playing with people out here, man. I don't be playing with people. I be letting people do what they need to do. This shit don't be that serious to me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Wasn't it a Pacer fan that stabbed 2 Knicks fans?
Yeah.
That's just stupid. I just couldn't imagine just impulsively doing something to just cost my freedom. Your freedom is your most valuable thing that you can have, man, and you threw it away because of stupid ass emotions over a game.
For real.
Yeah, some people aren't, I don't know, mature enough to let it be just a game. I don't know. Y'all want to get into some of these questions?
I would love to.
Yes, please.
I love hearing my fans.
Yo, fans, man, that
Boy,
feels, I don't know why, but that
boy,
feels so
sound like-
strong.
That is his
Boy,
man.
sound like G Herbo, just for my fans.
He is a humble beast.
All right, so some of these questions are not NBA related. We told y'all to drop a bunch. The first one comes from AP Hoops.
Shout out to my boy.
We saw a record number of late first and second round picks withdraw from the draft to return to college to pursue more money with NIL deals. Do you think the NBA will have to adjust their rookie contracts to compete with the money players are getting from NIL deals, or is there another fix?
No, I don't even think it needed a fix. I think it's actually good. This is like the developmental system. Some of those guys should go back to college, and they went through the draft process, and the intel they got wasn't secure enough. So now they don't have to ignore that feedback. They can go to college, work on that feedback, and do it. In the past, because you didn't have NIL, guys would know that they are second round, know that they probably not going to have a secure spot in the league, but was like, shit, I got to go because I need to get to the NBA money. Now you have that. And the guys who are going to leave are going to leave. We ain't seeing a Cooper Flag or a one-and-done player say, I ain't going to the NBA because I can make more NIL money. We haven't seen that. We're seeing guys who were late first-round, fringe, second-round guys who were going to, once you're in that second round, it's not guaranteed. It's really iffy. And so for Tahai Pettifers, for LeBaron Philon, who I think was a first-round lock,
I do too.
to be able to go back, I think that's a good thing because you see a lot of talent. Like, honestly speaking, I don't know if y'all remember a kid named Trayvon Duval.
Yeah.
Went to Duke.
Went to Duke, top prospect coming into Duke.
Yeah,
and everything.
Trayvon Duval, I would have loved for him to be in a situation where he could have went back to school and not, because you would have the portal and you would have NIL. I feel like Trayvon Duval went to Duke. They're going to have a 5-star class coming after you. And, you have to go get the money while you can. And I think Trayvon Duval was a really good talent that didn't have the NBA career he could have had because he was in a different time. Now I feel like you'll see less of that because you can go back to school. I mean, you do have RJ Lewis, though. RJ Luis, I'm sorry. No, is it RJ Lewis? I'm fucking tweaking. Yeah, what the fuck am I talking
He
about?
said Louis.
Yeah, just fucking smoking with you before the show. He said, fuck it, I'm staying in the draft. And I don't know where he's going to go in the draft, but I like it.
He definitely going to get drafted because there's only 60 motherfuckers in the draft.
Yeah.
pool.
In my 2K file, I keep having to take out people from the draft class when they left.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I don't know if am I gonna have 60 people?
Yeah. Only time I would see them adjusting is if the number one guy just says no.
That would be crazy.
Right.
Because I'm making more money in NIL than I would be. So that would be the only time where I could see them being like, yeah.
Would you advise, so hypothetically speaking, let's say your son was a projected first overall pick like Cooper Flag, and you see that for him, the Mavericks got it, but let's just say the fucking Jazz got it, and you just against the Jazz, you don't like nothing they're doing. Would you tell your son, hey son, you can go back, get $8 million NIL, and we can come back next year and it could be a better situation there? Anyone but the Jazz. And it's nothing against the Jazz.
Yeah.
Somebody had to be the team for the hypothetical.
Oh, nah. Because I think there's a world where you still end up making more money.
No, I'm saying for
It's
like the
about the
future of your
situation,
career. It
though.
ain't about the money.
Because you
It's
know
just
you're
like,
going to the league.
Yeah.
You know you're getting there.
It's almost
just-
like,
Yeah.
you remember when we grew up, the Browns fucking sucked, and
Yeah.
it was like whatever quarterback goes there, they just
Yeah,
don't have a
it's
good
like
career.
But there's
Controlling your
always
future.
that slither of chance of injury, so like you always just want to get in there.
I think that's where my head was at too with that one.
My head was, what if you do that, the Jazz get the first pick again?
Oh, that'd be crazy.
It might be better because they just drafted somebody else that
Right,
was good last year.
true.
But
Nah,
I
I could see that though, where players would kind of be in that situation, especially again if you really feeling that way about the damn franchise and they just can't do nothing right. I could see it, but again, I think the main point which you hit on was just it's gonna stop players from being, especially in the in between players that are just like, I need to get here because I need the money.
Yeah.
The money is probably one of the biggest reasons why I'm rushing that anyway.
Yeah, or you just pull an Alex Star and tell him I don't want to play for you.
Yeah, but
They mean
if
it.
you're the projected number one pick, it don't matter. Alex Sarr wasn't Cooper Flagg. If Cooper
That's true,
Flagg say,
yeah.
I don't want to play for the Mavericks gonna say, oh fucking well.
Yep. What jersey number you want, buddy?
no, I share your opinion on this one, P. I don't think you got to switch anything up.
Do y'all have any players that y'all liked? I know y'all not the biggest, but we all like that you'd be like, damn, I wish he could have had the NIL to go back to school, maybe fringe guy. It's like, man,
No.
okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna get somebody.
Like, I feel like Josh Selby left Kansas early as fuck. I think he was one and done where he could have went back to school. I think there's just so many guys.
I wish Kendall Marshall had another year of eligibility.
Kendall
For real
Marshall.
though, Kendall Marshall, that dude.
He had a good little stint with the Lakers. I know that's your boy.
I almost
That
made him a
Lakers
2K
team sucked,
They
but he
was
would have
so
like
bad.
11 nice assists.
Yeah.
Like it really. I remember Grant Jarrett from Arizona University. He left as a freshman and shocked the world.
I remember I wanted Ayo to go back, and he did go back.
Worked out well for him.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
All right, next question comes from J Bird Monster, who says, "Do you guys think you'll live in Illinois for your whole life? And if not, what other states would you live in?"
I don't think so. Like, I was just talking to Elena about this. Like, what other states would you live in? And I ain't gonna lie, we was talking about some mountain states. Like
Mountain
I
man.
knew y'all was about to
That's
say
the
that.
first that came to my mind.
That boy gonna be
But
in
no,
Idaho.
I'm definitely
He's a
into
couch
like a more of
potato,
a
so it
rural,
makes
a
sense.
rural area type of person.
So you would live in so you would want to go to like Colorado.
Yeah.
Would you go to?
Oh, Boulder. Yeah.
Do you think you would prefer West Coast or East Coast?
It's not just a boulder.
I don't think I know enough about it to kind of like pick.
No, I'm saying for the
Are you
high
talking about like
supreme.
of that state, or are you talking about just in other nation?
No,
Or,
he's
like,
mean like, are you more of a Florida guy or are you a California guy or something? You know,
Oh,
that's
I'll
what he
probably
is.
be-
Would you rather be in Portland or you want to be in
Right.
some part of New York?
Oh, I'll probably be in West Coast.
Upstate New York. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, West Coast is like
Right.
Oregon, Washington.
I think I'm willing to move if the money makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If the job says that we have to uproot and go somewhere else, I've always been open to it, but I'm definitely more open to it now than I was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I share the same sentiment. Dana be saying this, and she want to live in certain places, but it's like it's just like this question as well. It's like it's all fun and it's fantasy thinking, but you have a job that pays, you have a career, you have something you're dedicated to. It ain't just I don't think about it much because I know I have this career that I love and I'm dedicated to. So I don't really have a fucking say so as of right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I'm committed to my job. Other people always ask that question, like you could just, man, I feel like living in Florida, and y'all three just gonna be
Brother,
like, all right, whatever you
I
say,
applaud
P.
those people, bro. I applaud people that just be like, man, nothing was here for me, so I just moved to another state and I just kind of started.
Especially like
I
if you
think that
live
shit is so hard.
in a weird state like Rhode Island. It's like, what are
Yeah.
you supposed to do other than move to Chicago and be a producer for the Enjoy Basketball Network?
Yeah, it just. I think in my mind, it
You
just
should have
seems-
left earlier because you would have maybe had a little bit more swag. You wouldn't come here with open toe sandals and shit if you got to Chicago sooner.
In my mind, it just seems weird to be in one spot your whole life.
I feel like, I mean, there's nothing special about Illinois for me other than like family's close.
Yep.
But I don't
That's
even fucking
it.
see them. I don't
Yeah,
even see
that's
them. They
it.
live 5 minutes away. I haven't seen my dad.
There is a comfort knowing that
Forever.
there's a comfort to knowing you can drive to see him
True.
versus
In
having to get on a
case of an
fucking
emergency
plane.
type
Yeah.
move,
Yep.
you know.
But what people do and don't know is we was very close to moving to New York. So we're not against it, but we have to think about the other three.
That was when we was about to make no money to live in New York. We gonna have to live together.
Yeah,
bro.
sure. That's more
But the
COVID
idea was
happened,
good because
too.
we wasn't
Yeah, we
in
had no
long-term
kids.
relationships.
We were in
and
some
stuff.
relationships, but none of them were super serious.
Yeah.
We got so close that now she's my wife, but like I took her to dinner. It's like I got to move to New York, kid. Like we could try
Yeah.
the long distance thing, but I got to go to New York for this work.
I think I had just like I don't even know if me and Dana was officially together, and I seen your dad in Target, and she was with me, and he was like, "Oh, I see why you don't want to leave to go to New York." I'm like, crazy.
my dad never really understood what happened with that because he was kind of resentful to y'all for a little bit
He
because he
wanted.
thought that y'all were the reason why we weren't going.
Oh,
I remember having a dinner with Doug, and Doug asking us again about it, and I'm like, "Shit, I'm with it."
yeah.
And
A lot of
then-
people do move to New York once they get hired to the company.
Yeah.
But-
Nowadays, that doesn't have to happen anymore.
Yeah.
I guess it's going back.
But it's one thing that happened that made me say, "Thank you, God." Do y'all remember? Motherfuckers started putting them masks on and sitting in their motherfucking house quarantine, and all I kept thinking about, our dumbasses could have potentially been in New York with this
just
shit.
doing
And
nothing.
New York was like the
Yes.
Hot spot.
Yeah.
It was one of the
We would have been sitting
craziest
there
places to be.
fucking infested with each other, looking at the fucking wall,
I couldn't imagine
talking about how we finna get home.
quarantining with y'all for 6 months. Oh my God, that would have been awful, bro.
HOH would have been finding fucking
I didn't want to be with my
content ideas for us to do.
yeah.
Shit would have pissed me off. Hey, I mean, y'all in there with each other anyway. Can y'all how about y'all do a COVID stream? Y'all got it. We set up these
Y'all
cameras in each
got
other
it.
room. Like, get the fuck
And we
up out
test your
of our face.
temperature every hour to see if your fever goes down.
But yeah, that was a very fun time because we was going to New York a lot. We got real acclimated with the city, and then I remember I had so many emotions. I wanted to go, and then it got realer and realer, and we started to have the conversations together, like as a group. And man, we went to New York one last time. Not one last time, but like one other time. And I remember leaving there, and for the first time, I was ready to leave New York. I think we stayed there for a week.
Yeah, we stayed there for like
That was
5
for
days.
the season opener live show, right?
Yes. No, it was a week.
It was a week.
It was a week.
Yeah.
Me and Dana
It was
just
a lot. That's why
Yeah.
I say, like, if we do end up moving for work shit, I'm not going to Manhattan. I'm not living in New York.
Exactly.
I still like the suburbs.
Yeah, I like the
So,
suburbs too.
I
I
would
definitely
do that,
would not
but
be a downtown guy.
0% chance. 0% chance I'm getting rid of my car so I can just take the subway everywhere.
You a family man too.
I'm a family man.
guy.
I like a backyard, bro.
my number one place, if I had a dream fantasy that controlled y'all as well, it would be that some random way there was a situation that would take us to San Diego.
How close is San Diego to California? Oh.
get
to Los
what you mean.
Angeles.
Oh, it's about an hour and a half drive.
Drive.
Oh,
okay.
seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To California's nuts, though.
I do the same shit sometimes, so I feel you. But
I mean, realistically, in our job, there's only a few places you can move. for this.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you go
LA,
to
New
LA,
York.
New York.
/ Bristol, Connecticut,
Yeah.
There's
And
like
I
a
guess
San Francisco world.
San
as
Francisco,
well.
and Atlanta. Those are like
Atlanta,
the
yep.
only places, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But more companies are building out Illinois offices. Enjoy basketball offices in Illinois. I think Barstool's downtown too, right? Isn't
Yep.
Barstool here?
Yeah.
We would never work for them, but I'm just saying, like, you know.
KFC Barstool. I think he wanted us to pull up or something. I fuck with KFC Barstool.
I'm not too familiar with his game. All right, next question comes from Ryan, a.k.a. Mobley Mania. What is y'all favorite childhood video game excluding sports games? So don't bring up no 2K11. We all love 2K11.
It was Sly Cooper, Jack and Dexter.
I think if you're our age, I don't think a 2K could be your childhood game. We grew up in a time when Nintendo 64, it wasn't no fucking 2K.
Yeah, it wasn't
True.
Okay. Also, Mario was also a childhood favorite on that Nintendo 64 or the GameCube, either
Super
one.
Mario 64 is really good.
Um,
Monkey Ball, I just bought it for my daughter. I'm still waiting for the eBay guy to ship it, though. So I think he might have scammed me. But Monkey Ball on the GameCube was me and my sister Taisha played that all day, every day one Christmas for like a week straight. We just played. I hope it stands up because I want to introduce that to my kid because that shit was so fun to me.
Spy Hunter.
I never played Monkey
I think
Ball.
Spy
So
Hunter
fun.
was one of my favorite games too. It was a race car game. Kind of driving through the city, you shooting things. You got a car that can shoot. You got to destroy certain things. That was honestly one of my favorite.
Wait,
games.
what's the name of it?
Spy Hunter.
That's not Killer Clown? You
No.
know the Killer Clown?
No, I say my favorite games is definitely one of my first games that I had. Like this was GameCube. This is when I really started getting up there in age to really kind of understand it. But like I got that Super Mario baseball. I could not get off that shit. And then I'd say Pokemon too. Pokemon is like.
Hey,
As a video game, Pokemon it has been a staple in my life.
Still
The more that
stands
we
up.
kind of talk about it, like I used to legit any road trips, anytime we in the car, I'm bringing my Game Boy and I'm playing Pokemon. Like staying up late as hell at night playing Pokemon.
I feel like since I was 10 years old, every 3 years I got back into Pokemon games.
It's
and
fun.
I'm doing it again right now. I just played Heart Gold and flipped that. And now I went back to Pokemon Black version 2, which is like Gen 5, I want to say, or something along those lines. So I don't even know a lot of the Pokemon, but it's just fun to go through
it's
that
fun
again.
to catch your own. It's fun to catch your own Pokemon, and I think especially if it's the right generation. It's
Well, what the hell
nostalgia
you
to
putting in our
see.
group chat?
Oh, that was Spy Hunter, the game I was talking
Look
about.
at all the
It's
shit that
nostalgia to see
attached to the
Pokemon
text.
you watched like growing up.
Oh, I didn't. Wait, let me see.
Yeah, it's so
On my
crazy.
screen, it didn't show that.
I've never seen this
damn.
game, Derek. Oh, but this is a throwback. Okay.
Also,
This
Modern
shit came
Warfare
out in
2.
83.
No. You got no. The one
83.
that I was trying to show you, it came out
On a
PlayStation
PS2.
2.
I got you. I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, that one looks cool too, though. Motherfucker dropped the game from that long ago.
Army Men's Sarge's Heroes. That was a Nintendo 64 game. It's like a kind of like the game you was talking about. That's on PC.
Oh, that I forget what it's called, but I know what you're talking about. It's like got all the little green
Battle
ornaments.
Royale. Is that what it was called? Something like
It's called Mini Royale.
Mini Royale. It's something like that, but it was on Nintendo 64. Obviously, Super Mario, Smash Bros.
I'd love to play Jack and Dexter again.
You can? Didn't they just remaster it?
What?
I think they just did.
Is it on PlayStation though?
Let me see.
Oh, they did. I'm leaving with that PlayStation in there.
No, Jack and Dexter, and then also what do you say, Sly Cooper? Those used to be my games.
Black
too.
Cooper was
Oh, they didn't. Yeah, it's not remastered, but you can play it on the PS5. You know how like you got Game Pass for Xbox, you
Yeah.
play old Xbox. You can do that on the
So
PS5.
I could just download it.
$10, but yeah,
What? Yes, $10.
yeah. Take it home. We ain't using that shit.
Ah, shit.
Shout out to, is that the LeBron PlayStation? Or is that the
That is the
No,
LeBron.
Donovan Mitchell Xbox as well.
I got the
original.
Donovan Mitchell Xbox.
And then, yeah, the PlayStation's LeBron. A lot of great games. All right, next question is back to the NBA. It comes from, let's see, some of y'all names. Casellas, I'm just going to say your last name. Paolo followed by Chet and J Double go top 3 in the 2022 redraft, but who goes number 4?
I've
have
seen
to
people
look at
talk
it.
about
I'm gonna give y'all
this
some
a lot.
candidates.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read them in order who actually got drafted. Jabari Smith Jr., Keegan Murray, Jay Ivey, Benedict Mathurin, Shaden Sharp, Dyson Daniels, Jeremy Sohan, Johnny Davis,
Dyson Daniels.
Dyson
Yeah,
Daniels.
it's
I
Dyson
think.
Daniels.
Jalen Duran is here as well, Tari Eason, Christian Brown, Walker Kessler, Andrew Nimhard, Peyton Watson.
Neymar would go 5.
I'll go Dyson Daniels.
Yeah. He just won MIP. He was in a contention to win DPOY. So yeah,
So who goes after him?
Probably
Nimhard.
Andrew.
Neymar. Yeah.
Nimhard or Brown. Oh, no.
Duran is here too.
Yeah, Keegan Murray.
Keegan. I didn't fell off on Keegan Murray after this season. I wish him
I
nothing
would
but
take
the best.
Neymar over Keegan Murray.
I would too.
I think we also have the luxury of having Nimhard in the playoffs the last 2 years. So like that would definitely sway your perception of him in the positively.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
it
and
should
he's been a
though.
playoff
Like, if he's
riser.
It should.
If he's contributing,
Other than these last 2 games, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but when you pick that high, you're not necessarily going to teams like the Pacers, by the way. So you would be taking Nimhard, he would be going to the fucking Sacramento Kings.
Keegan Murray has such a good start to his NBA career, breaking records and shit.
Yeah, he's been good.
He's got nothing but worse and worse throughout the years. Wish him nothing but best. Another guy, one of them guys are like, what the hell do you pay Keegan Murray? Next question comes from CD. What are y'all favorite cities of the cities you visited?
Toronto, Vegas,
Boy, I'm so fucking tired of hearing him say Toronto.
Miami.
He loves Toronto, man.
What door closed? Oh,
definitely Miami.
I did just hear the door close.
yeah.
Someone definitely opened the door and closed it.
We got security checking on it. Don't worry, we're good.
I like Miami too. Charlotte,
Charlotte was beautiful.
San Francisco, the times
Mailman.
before All-Star.
Mailman.
New York, I still love New York.
I still do love
Oh,
New
yeah,
York
New
as
York.
well.
Haven't been to New York in
yeah.
a minute. I got to go back to New York. Just for the
It just needs to be a
vibes.
2-day trip versus a 4 or 5 day trip.
Oh,
That's-
fucking Vegas. We go every year for 3 or 4 days. I can't wait to go this year. It's going to be a blast. I hope KB can make it.
I hope so too. I think Toronto is my number one too, though. Maybe not to the same level that you're at, Millie, but I've been there, 3 times now.
Yeah.
I always enjoy myself.
It's always that was the only city that I felt like, ooh, I would move here. I only, we went at a time where the weather wasn't as bad in the winter. I know their winters could be a little bit more harsher than ours probably, but
Really? I didn't know that.
yeah,
I didn't know that you would move there.
it felt like home. I don't know. To me, it felt like a place I would live.
He just OVO boy now, huh?
We did a good job of giving him that Raptors shit
Yes.
for the
I was gonna
enjoy
say, I
job.
thought he was playing into the bit, but I think that he for real.
I think he's very serious about
Motherfucker ate
this.
roster pasta once and don't know how to act.
And their McDonald's menu is different too. You got your
Snack wraps.
get that as well.
You know him and
He's moving there just for the food.
him and Angie love Drake.
I mean, it is one of the melting pot cities. Too.
No, in all seriousness,
Yeah.
Toronto was a beautiful time. I just don't. When we go to these places, it'd be hard for me to say I'm gonna live somewhere.
I
True.
just never
I feel
heard
like-
him talk about Toronto like this until
Right
now.
now. Yeah,
Man, I
That's
got a
what's funny.
picture of him in front of the thing. What is the needle thing?
Oh,
The,
When he bite
CN
into a
Tower?
burger.
Oh yeah, the CN Tower. Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. He really is Toronto. All right, next one comes from Alan. Will the live pods ever make a return? They added another element where y'all can go on when you were with Through the Wire and made some memorable moments for the fans, like when the chat was impersonating y'all basketball coach, rest in peace, Coach Lovick, or when they asked Darrick if he knew Jesus during the Ronald Reagan segment. That was a live show we did the Ronald Reagan thing?
Oh wow.
I do not remember that.
Wow.
I don't remember it being live.
Only reason I'm picking this one is because, yes, live shows will be coming back. More on that soon. Next question comes from Dwayne Christie.
Not to the level he thinking. Though.
Yeah, but they are coming back.
Dwayne Christie.
Dwayne Christie is what I'm reading.
Shout out to if Doug and Dwayne Wade had a baby.
When y'all not talking hoops or working, what is something that you're unexpectedly passionate about?
Mm,
It's got to be something, right? Everybody has life outside of work.
probably movies, I guess. Like specifically like thriller horror movies. Like I'll make time out of my day to make sure I can see that movie, especially if it's a new movie coming out. Like I'm trying to see Final Destination, the new one that just dropped.
When there's not big games on, it's usually wrestling for me. I'm usually like last night I was watching SmackDown. It was really good. Me and Reese filmed tag team talk. So that's kind of my thing. I really like that I've had this resurgence of being back into wrestling.
For just fulfilling myself. Just I like. I don't know. I like getting older and being on some mature type shit. So when we ain't talking basketball and like I'm passionate about things, it all changed. But I have certain areas where I'm reading 3 books in a month. As of lately, I've been eating better and being more active. There's certain moments where I'm just being super family oriented because you want to make up for time when you're absent.
Mhm.
So just trying to fill different holes in my life. So I don't know how to turn that into a passionate statement, but I'm passionate about continuing to grow into the best version of myself.
Boom. That was mine too. Bettering myself. I feel like I've set goals, lofty goals for myself outside of the professional world, and I just work every single day to get to those spots.
I just bought a draw, like an art book. It shows you how to draw and teaches you how to draw. Basically teaches you like the thought process and how people do it. And I've been practicing, and I ain't really been getting that much better, but it's fun to have like a little hobby you do.
Yeah,
I
for
wish
sure.
I knew. That's one of the things when I see people do, and I get jealous a little bit.
Drawing is
Yeah,
like
that's why I
people
took
who
that
can
art
draw
class
are
in
wrong.
college, but it wasn't a damn drawing class. It was about the history of art, and I was just
That
like,
probably pissed you off.
it literally the name of it was the introduction of art, and I was like, oh, I bet they finna teach us how to. No.
That's nuts.
I also like helping people. Like I do the music stuff, and one of the best things about the music is like helping somebody reach their dream or goal. You know, being contributing to somebody fulfilling their dream. It's really dope to be a part of that type of stuff.
Blazer Believer asks, what percentage of a
Derek
player's
Burner.
what percentage of a player's legacy can be attributed to luck or situation? Every all-time great has profited greatly around injury luck, good front office work, etc. Should we be valuing a player's individual accomplishments more because of this?
No, I don't believe in some of that stuff. Where you go is a big part of it. But the more and more you learn to get older, some shit ain't injury luck. Some people don't take care of their body. You don't know how many stories. I watched the Rajon Rondo interview, and he talked about how important KG was, not just on the floor, but KG taught him how to take care of his body. Rajon Rondo said in his rookie year, he used to eat Big Macs before games.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you understand that, there are certain players that I know they still do that shit.
Yeah.
And they don't, you know what I mean? They just don't care. And we hear so many stories about different things like that. So
I mean, we saw Anthony Edwards ordering Popeyes at the.
yeah.
But
And you got players like him. He's probably not doing that no more. But there's also a percentage of the league that is doing that. That don't give a fuck. They don't care. They smoking, drinking, partying, and greatness. I don't think is luck. I think LeBron sacrificed to be great and be consistently great. So
yeah.
I don't know. Some things are kind of like where you go does play a part, but I don't know how much of that I'm calling luck though.
Yeah, because you also still have to put in the work and also do the other things that's going to help you become great.
I look at it from the other side, though. Unluckiness more than luck. Where it's like James Harden, 0 championships, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Don't add it to his legacy. But the motherfucker has got unlucky more times than not in his career.
What, the 27 threes?
27 threes. Just being in an era where fucking Kevin Durant is on the Warriors. They were the best team in the league if Kevin Durant doesn't play for the Warriors. And they probably have a championship. So I guess I look at it more from like giving players more leeway, if you will, because they got unlucky or things didn't break perfectly for them versus being like, yeah, man, he won a championship, but that was only because in this series, this guy went down. In this series, this guy went down. That's just some, I guess, Twitter shit, I guess.
I'm also not a person that keep an all-time ranking in my back pocket to really give two fucks. I can't say.
Who's your 13th ranked player of all
You
time?
feel me? Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it's a conversation too, because like, if once OKC probably wins because they got a good chance, but it's like, what does that ring take Shea all time? It's like in Thunder, or just like, why do we have to rush into that conversation so fast? Like, even if he did get the ring, it's like I still know it's probably a decent amount of people that's not putting him over Russell Westbrook. Probably.
And he's not done though. That's the other part.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
It's like
done.
he's got so much longer to go too. It's just like there is a rush to always kind of like rank people.
Next question comes from Reef. This is also a crazy question.
Reefy?
Just Reef. How do you each individually, except for Mike, deal with burnout? And I don't know if he's saying except for Mike because you don't get burnt out or he knows you just smoke weed.
I thought he meant like burnout. I thought he was talking about like you don't know what to make a video of or like that type of burnout.
I thought you were talking about like mental.
But even
burnout.
then, why would Darrick be in it then? Darrick don't be uploading YouTube videos.
I don't know.
I think he's saying that I know what Mike does when he don't feel great. He just smoke a little weed and everything is okay.
I like playing Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals a good burnout.
Yeah, let me stay.
I don't
with this
do
question.
nothing. I tell that to everybody that asks this question. I don't do anything. If I feel burnt out, that's why people be having issues with my rebuilds because they feel like I stop. I don't see it through. I don't finish it. But that's because if I don't feel like doing some shit, I've worked hard enough and made enough sacrifices where I don't have to rely on it. So I know, KB, have you ever made some shit because you felt like you needed to and then you made it and was like, this shit weak as hell?
Mm-hmm.
I've done that and it's like, so because I just did that, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put this out and I'm going to take a couple days break. Now, in theory, would I love to continue to keep my foot on the gas and be on top of business? Hell yeah, but at what price?
Yeah.
I'm not going to put out weak content where I know I'm exhausted, don't really want to do this. It ain't the best I just made a video and I didn't really like the way it turned out. It felt rushed or it wasn't. And so at that point, I'm just going to take a couple of days off. And then once I take those however many days I need, boy, that day I come back, I feel good. I'm not burnt out no more. I just took 2 days off. I got some good rest. I shopped. I ran around my dog, did whatever I needed, and I can come back, get some new ideas or whatever. And then I'm back at the drawing board. I'm straight.
Yeah, burnout is an interesting thing for a full-time creator because usually when you're burned out, like you said, you don't want to do anything. But also if you don't do anything and you got bills to pay, it's just like a double-edged sword because I don't know if I've made a video that I felt good about while burnt out. You do it because you have to, not because you want to. And because of that, the quality, you make a sacrifice with the quality. I have been lucky enough now that like when I have felt burnt out, I just didn't do it. Right, my gaming channel, I've uploaded 4 times this month. That's insane. I used to upload 4 times in 4 days. but I'm burnt out of fucking 2K. So it's like, why should I force myself to do this? And I can focus on this business, or I can focus on the Kenny For Real channel. So I think also for burnout for me, one thing that's helped is my daughter, like just chilling with her. Is like, man, I don't feel like working today. You know, my mind is all in the gutter about the content that I'm creating. But then you get this little 3-year-old running to your room talking about, Daddy, let's play. Like, fuck yeah, let's play, man. What you trying to do? You want to go play softball in the front yard? You want to go play trains in the living room? What do you want to play? And then you just don't deal with it. And then eventually you get that itch again. Oh, I would love to do this kind of series, or I would love to make this type of content. And you fall back into it.
Bro, I was doing my son's rebuild. Literally,
I thought you meant literally your son's rebuild. I'm about to say when you get a kid.
I was hiding it from y'all. You remember that Vegas night at Palomino?
Oh, that's nuts.
I ain't tell you. No, seriously though. I'm recording this video. I am so fucking tight. This is literally the last episode, and the people who watch it, they probably not gonna know because you can edit it, right? Bro, while I'm playing the game and this happened, like they call a timeout. And I fucking dozed off. And I was like, oh, shit.
Have you seen the clip we got of Kyron?
No.
Where he's streaming and
he's playing our guy Hurlin's like in a quick play game. And he busted Hurlin's ass. And then you can see Kyron on stream. It's like a dead ball of Kyron bringing the ball up court. And as the players bringing the ball up court, Kyron just nodding.
Nah, that's fucking crazy.
He just nodded.
I nodded off during halftime and the timeouts. But having the ball and nodding out. But I did it.
I gotta get the clip.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
I don't think I've ever fell asleep playing the game.
Oh, it happens a lot,
bro.
If you a gamer,
bro,
that shouldn't happen a lot.
I am fucking like turning the ball over because I come out of timeout and I'm just nodding off in 5 seconds.
When I'm tired, my production drops significantly, and I just become really bad.
It's everybody.
And y'all can tell from playing with me in 2K. They'd be like, yeah, he's definitely tired. And I'm just like,
exactly.
Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, I just
But
gotta
see,
get off.
you know, you don't play too much of that by yourself. And you play a lot of online. But like if you're doing a series or a rebuild and you record and you're playing against a computer, you don't have nobody in your ear saying, hey man, pass the ball, or you tweaking or whatever. So I'm just dozing off and I edited the fuck out of that video.
You got the clip?
Hold on, I'm gonna look on his page. I just texted Discord to see if they had it.
Okay. Next question comes from La. I'm just gonna pronounce it that way. How do you guys notice the little things in the game, like the difference when the Timberwolves are guarding Shea slightly different by going a little slower? That's his wording, not mine. So I'm trying to
Going
figure
a
it
little
out.
slower.
I want to learn how to do that to understand the game better. So he's basically asking, how do we go from game to game, recognizing changes and like how a team's defending or what a team is doing offensively.
Watching.
Just notice the little things. Like, are they going over the screen? Are they going under the screen?
I would say note taking is the main thing. Because if you say like, if you're intrigued about a matchup, specific matchup, game 1 of the NBA Finals, Shea, who is guarding him? You write that in your notes immediately. How are they guarding it? Boom, boom, boom. So you look at it from that couple possessions, and now it's engraved in your mind. So possession number 17, they do something different. You're like, oh, that's different than what they did at the start of the game. I think that also rewatching games or rewatching plays goes a long way. Don't be afraid to not live in the live moment, right? People want to live tweet games and live with everybody else. But like if you're intrigued about something, rewind it. Think something's going to commercial. Oh yeah, 2 possessions ago, so-and-so did this. Let me rewind in a couple spots just to see it again. So you kind of just have to stay locked in, put your fucking phone down.
Yeah, I think it's also just, again, watching it, but just like, how is that person scoring the ball, right? If he's coming off screens and he's being effective that way, pulling up, shooting the ball, obviously I think next game would be a change in like you hedging the screen or whatever. I think it's how they're scoring and then how do you kind of like respond to that. If he's touching the paint,
absolutely,
maybe we give him some cushion, make him a jump shooter. Like it's stuff like that.
I'm a habitual note taker. It's funny because I at some point I'm gonna have to, but I still got notes from when we were through the wire. Because I keep them because it's so intriguing to look back and see my top 10 point guards, and I'd be like, golly,
I told
this
you I
shit
recently
is fucking nuts.
I recently started doing that. Like I had just have a file, like those 5 quarters notebooks, whatever, like the big ass notebooks, and I just write everything. I put the date there because one day I am gonna look back and I'm gonna be like, what the hell was I thinking back in 2022?
I got shit that got like,
you know, that type of shit.
Spills on it and shit. But
yep.
I'm gonna throw some of that shit away soon. But I think
convert it.
Huh?
Turn it digital. If you're gonna throw it away, convert it first.
That's true. But yes, habitual note take. I think you have to be committed to doing that. I honestly, to be honest with you, I like the regular season to where I could just watch. We do it for a living. I don't always like to have to watch that way, if I'm being honest.
for sure.
I completely agree.
Yeah,
I was
sometimes-
literally
It's
about
mainly
to
a
bring that
playoff
up.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm very jealous of people that could just watch and just be okay with what's going on. Because you have to really be committed. Like, when I'm watching these playoff games and we do the recaps after every game, I'm watching each quarter. I have another tab pulled up on NBA.com, and what NBA.com does, you can get the real life score sheet of every single quarter. And then at a certain time after the game has been out, NBA.com will convert every tracking metric into a video. So if Shea shot 16 of 19 from the field, you can click all 19 shots
What a
and just
game.
watch his shots.
16 of 19, he just spazzed.
And so that's what I do. You know what I mean? A lot of times I watch the game and it's so hard to catch everything in real time. Nobody's catching anything in real time. But in the series, the Pistons versus Knicks, I started using halftime to go look at the first quarter again or the second
you
quarter
got 15
again.
minutes of time you
Boom.
can do it, yeah.
And then, but yeah, I think you have to really be committed to that. You're not going to catch everything in the first day. You're going to have to really, really rewatch. And that's why sometimes you'll see my recap will come out a little later because I really want to go back and see something. But you have to be committed. Don't feel bad if you feel like, man, these people are talking about this and I just can't do it. It takes a lot of time and effort to do that.
In the regular season, I would recommend watching post the game. This was something that years ago Darrick was telling me about, and I was like, I can't do that, man. I got to live it
the
live.
40-minute condensed?
Not even just a 30-minute condensed, just waking up the next morning to watch it.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I do believe that knowing the outcome of a game changes the perspective of where you watch it. And many a times in the regular season, I would pick, like, let's say 3 games I'm focused on, but it's a 10-game slate. And then those other 7 games, some of them I just didn't give a fuck about either way. But it's now I know, like, okay, this team won. This player who's notoriously efficient shot it poorly. Now I can focus on what the hell did this team do that makes Shea play this way, or so on and so forth.
That's why the high-low was such a good
rest in
website
peace.
that
Rest
they
in
took
peace.
away, because you can go and watch. You can still do it on NBA. They just make you work a little bit. I mean, we have synergy, but for people that don't have access to that, the NBA website is such a crucial website because what KB is talking about, you can legitimately go and see Tyrese Halliburton had 8 turnovers, and you can go watch
All
every
8 turnovers.
single fucking turnover. If a guy shot 14 free throws, you can go watch all of the fucking fouls on the people that guarded him. You know what I mean? So that's normally what I do. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and act like I just watched the last day's games all day. But I'll see what the fuck I want to see or a certain matchup, and it'll tell you life is going to be a lot easier with synergy next year. But
Can't wait for that shit to
had to do it the long way the other years.
Next one comes from Daniel. He said he giving you a drop the mic. I
Uh-oh.
don't know if you want to fight, bro, or what, but he says drop the mic. What's your favorite version of your favorite team? It's a good drop the mic type of question
Oh, for all of us or Mike?
for everybody.
My
So,
favorite version of the Knicks is when it was Wilson Chandler, Danilo Gallinari, Landry Fields. I think we had just signed Amari Stoudemire. This is right before Melo. There's something about that team I loved. I also love the J.R. Smith team, too, that lost in the playoffs to the Heat.
Honestly, it's probably the year that Noah won DPOY.
so was it 2012?
Yeah, and he was top 4 in MVP. And it was an anomaly. You don't really see a guy
2013-14, by the way. I'm sorry.
when you don't see especially like a center who just plays with all heart and energy, just like he essentially like carry his team with just that. Like he was just all hard work,
God bless you.
Thank you.
hustle, and just like good playmaking too. Like you saw Noah making a lot of good passes out of the high post, and they didn't have D-Rose because he was out. But he made sure the team stayed afloat and that the vibes was good, still good here in Chicago. And that was honestly one of my favorite versions. And I think that's when you started to see Jimmy Butler start to emerge. Luol Deng was still good. Boozer was but then you also had Taj Gibson coming off the bench, C.J. Watson. And that Bulls team was actually a lot better than what it was projected to be because of Joakim Noah.
Yep. My answer is the same realm, basically. That I don't know if it gets much cooler than that. One of my favorite individual seasons you talk about with Joakim Noah were his averages this year with 12 points per game, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. But he was so fucking good that he was 4th in MVP.
Yeah.
Those numbers were 4th in MVP, dog. That's nuts.
Because his impact was greater than just stats.
By far. And for what it's worth, Kevin Durant was almost unanimous that year. So you know, with Jokic, you know what I'm saying? He got 322 total points on this MVP ballot. It was KD, Bron, Blake, Joakim Noah, James Harden, Steph Curry.
I feel like that's probably the worst stat line to be top 4.
Probably, right? He's pretty high in win shares that year, too, if you care about the advanced stats. What about you, Mike? What's your favorite version of the Lakers?
I mean, I feel like you just had to say one of the championship years, right?
Yeah. I mean, we would say a championship year if we had one.
I mean,
We weren't around in 96.
I'd probably say 2009, 2010.
Okay.
I mean, that's again when they had Andrew Bynum, and that's like one of my favorite, I think, like underrated players or a player that really hasn't done much, but like he gets a lot of my like praise.
He did a lot when he was playing, though.
He made an all-star appearance, one of the youngest to do it. Was he the youngest player ever drafted?
Yes, for that
era.
No, because they
He
changed
was one of
the
the
age
last
thing,
ones,
so
right?
he might still be the youngest player. Because I think it was Kobe, and then I think he jumped Kobe or Kwame, so he might still have that title because they changed the rule shortly after that.
Didn't he break his foot bowling?
Andrew Bynum is still, the youngest player.
He was a 10th
Something like
overall
that.
pick, correct?
I don't know, but he was 17 years old and 245 days when he was drafted.
I was a huge Laker fan back then. I loved Kobe Bryant. So I remember watching that draft saying, who we taking at 10?
Bro, getting drafted to the NBA at 17 seems insane.
Not just the NBA, the Lakers.
Yeah,
Lottery.
the Lakers. Millionaire already. Like that just seems so crazy.
Don't go bowling, kids. This could be the last question. Maurice Williams says, what NBA, again, this is me. I know I struggle reading, but this is also him. NBA, what your favorite archetype of player watch?
That's our Maurice?
No, it's a different Maurice. So he said, example, mine is Kobe Bryant, difficult shot taker and maker, literally rewatches moments and highlights all the time. Could even mention people that for dribbling the defense. But what is your favorite archetype of player to watch, basically, is what he asked.
Definitely a shot creator, microwave type of guy. And I guess that's because it's just been always my play style. So it's like, that's who I envision myself as when I was a little kid, like being in the NBA.
I love guys with good mid-range footwork. That's some of my favorite stuff to watch, like the Melos, the LaMarcus.
Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton, C.J. McCollum.
So what young guy got that good footwork?
A young guy that had that good
That
footwork?
nobody thinking of yet.
Gigi Jackson has really good footwork when you talk about in the mid-range. I saw it a lot in college, and I felt like it would translate in the NBA. He had that big injury, but
Are you a Bryce Sensabaugh fan?
I don't think he know who that is.
he played for the Utah Jazz.
Hey, if that's your archetype, watch some Bryce Sensabaugh. I know nobody cares about the Utah Jazz, but they got a little burn this episode.
Yeah.
They got to go. But Bryce Sensabaugh
I
fits
like
that
Bryce
archetype.
as well.
He just, I don't know if he'll hit the ceiling of those dudes, but
Yeah. Those are like those are my favorite players, the type of kind of watch. Or like the Joakim Noahs. You rarely see those. That's why I was so in love with Nick Claxton. He showed me a little flashes to where I thought he had a playmaking chops of Noah, but the energy and the defensive impact of Joakim Noah.
Mine change all the time. For my life, I love big point guards. That's why Penny Hardaway is my favorite player of all time. That's why I was infatuated as a kid with Sean Livingston when he was coming out of Peoria. Didn't know if he was going to actually go to Duke or not. I love Iguodala. He was like a point forward, Arizona, early Sixers, even with the Nuggets a little bit. Today's game, I love a Swiss Army. I don't want to call it Swiss Army, but I love a point forward in today's game. I love Ben Simmons, Jalen Johnson, Draymond Green, Trendon Watford with the Nets. Who else is a point? I mean, like a Scotty Barnes. I love Paolo when he's controlling the ball, Tatum. I love that type of archetype today. And then I also love, it's kind of back, but I loved it a lot when they were trying to go small and have all of these, what did you fucking call it? Unicorn big. Remember
Like
the
the
time
Porzingis,
all the
yeah.
bigs can shoot.
But if he was 7 foot and had a
So
little
I'm
bit of
not saying I
skill
love
set-
that archetype. I'm saying that was popular.
Yeah.
And it made me love, my favorite center of all time is Tyson Chandler. When the unicorns got popular, the Tyson Chandlers kind of got diminished.
Yeah.
And so I fell in love with hard-nosed. That's why Mitchell Robinson was one of my guys with the Knicks and those weak-ass Knicks teams. It's like everybody's enamored with the Jaren Jacksons and Kristaps, but I still love a center who just rebound, screen, and dunk. The NBA has kind of got back towards that, but I love a Derek Lively. I'm always going to love a center who do their job and know what they do, and they block shots and they fucking dunk, because that's what Tyson Chandler used to do. So It changes, but I'm loving the point forward power forwards that can guard 3 or 4 positions, give you 30 points, shoot threes, dunk on you. They can set a pick and roll. They can handle the ball in the pick and roll. Those guys are always dope to me.
I love defensive playmakers. Just simple. I love somebody that can just defend well and cause turnovers. That's why I've been a Herb Jones guy. Casey Wallace was my favorite prospect out of his draft class, stuff like that.
So I told you was going to love Tari Eason.
Yep. Those are the type of dudes
Yeah,
I love.
shout out to Tari Eason. Shout out to Tari Eason.
I know we probably won't see this mold again, but Zach Randolph. I don't think
That's a shame that we won't see that role again.
I just don't think
We can see a player like that, though. He'll be a one of one. We just won't see 5 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the last. I mean, I got a few more questions, but I feel like we've done enough.
I got one.
Okay.
Let me get his name first. But I made sure I screenshot this. It's been a question that's been going in my stream too. This is from Dwayne.
Oh, is it Dwayne back? This is the same Dwayne that I
Mr.
just...
Clutch.
I know Dwayne Clutch. I know Dwayne Clutch.
Said, do y'all consider yourselves deadbeat cousins? Mike know what I'm talking about.
Wait, what?
You consider yourself a deadbeat.
I think I asked everybody up here but
hell
you,
no.
like before. Do you think you're a deadbeat cousin?
I am a deadbeat cousin.
Do I think I'm a deadbeat cousin?
Yeah.
No.
I am.
Wait, was you there when we asked D Mills if he was a deadbeat cousin? And he said, yeah. He said, my cousin DM me, asked me for money. I'd say no.
No, I wasn't there for that. So this is my logic to why I'm not a deadbeat cousin.
I'm listening.
I feel like when you're a deadbeat parent or deadbeat dad, you completely abandon somebody. My cousins ain't do shit for me. They ain't reach out. And I don't do that. My cousins ain't texting and calling me and I'm ignoring it. I'm like I'm Hollywood all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
me either.
I'm not no deadbeat cousin. You know, when I see my cousins, it's all love. I like their pictures, they like mine. You know what I mean? When a family group chat text, the cousins group chat go off.
We
I'll
do have a
text it.
cousins group chat.
And when it's active, I'm active in it. I'm not the person that KB don't be active in a motherfucker.
That's why I'm a deadbeat cousin.
You know, but I'm not a deadbeat cousin. But I also don't feel like my cousins we don't expect each other to do anything more than what needs to be done.
Yeah.
My cousins came to my birthday party though,
cousin.
so I'm gonna go to their shit. But it's like, you feel me? I think it's also an understanding. I think our family knows me and KB work together, so our relationship is probably going to be a little bit more closer. We have 2 twin cousins. They're girls. They're going to see my sisters more than they're going to see me. You know what I'm saying? So I got siblings who are closer, right? Like some of my siblings have the same mom. They're going to be closer than me because I didn't grow up in a household with them. But that don't make I'm not a deadbeat sibling. That's just the dynamic. You know what I mean? Now, if you have a motherfucking sibling that you just like, man, I ain't talking to their ass or fuck them or, you know what I'm saying? Then I think it's deadbeat because that's what I think of a deadbeat parent where it's just like, you know, but nah. I like that saying though, a deadbeat.
I think what it originated from.
I'll have a real conversation with you, Mike. You know what I'm a deadbeat on that I feel
What?
very bad about? And I wish it was a way to correct it, and I'm going to find a way. I feel like I'm a deadbeat uncle.
I think it's easier to be a deadbeat uncle. It's very easy to be a deadbeat
because
uncle.
you have to have an avenue with the parents. So like when EJ had a trunk party, my sister brought her son. I was able to, but she didn't have her daughter there. So it's easy to just be like, she didn't even have her daughter. But I would have to also put in a little bit more effort to make sure I see my nieces and my nephew. And it get tough, but it's like, yeah.
I'm a deadbeat uncle too. I'm just not a very family-oriented person.
I'm not a deadbeat uncle. I'm a deadbeat.
You don't
cousin.
have any nieces and nephews.
We've been
You're
trying
the oldest. What the fuck are you thinking
Your
about?
sister's 7.
I feel like we've been all like going to the park a lot recently. So like, I've been seeing my nieces a lot more since the weather is broken. In the wintertime, I definitely could say I'm a deadbeat.
Uncle.
being a deadbeat.
There's gonna be a couple clips in this episode. That
I'm a deadbeat uncle.
Don't let them clip you, bro. Don't let them clip you.
I'm a deadbeat uncle. Because I definitely won't get out there.
If I knew how to make music and shit or like do that, listen, I'm a deadbeat. I'm a deadbeat. I'll make a juke mix out of this motherfucker and say he a deadbeat and it go viral.
I'm trying to become a better, because I think I'm kind of a deadbeat brother too.
That's fucked up.
I'm trying to be better. But my definition of deadbeat is I don't neglect my sisters.
No,
but,
yes, you do.
You don't spend as much time as you want.
But my sister, here's a good example. She's really into plays. She does a lot of plays. She does
Absolutely.
speech. She does all these things. Her most recent thing I really wanted to go to, but I had something come up and I wasn't there, and I felt like a deadbeat because I told her I was going to be there,
That's
and I
fucked
was.
up.
No, I told her before,
No,
like the
you
day
bogus.
before.
yeah, you
I bought the
if
ticket
you
and
told her that she was gonna be there and you didn't come, that's bogus. KD.
Okay,
You didn't go for Sue Bird? That's crazy.
No,
I'm just joking. I'm just
I
joking.
would have went to my sister's thing if it was super, but I forget what it was that day actually. But something legitimately did come up where I couldn't go.
But that shit is honestly the best feeling though when you are honestly, and it's gonna sound bad, but like when you are there for your family, it's the one of the best things in the world.
I think it's got so bad for me that like when she didn't expect me to come, even though I told her.
When I took my
Yeah.
sister,
you know what I
to
mean?
that,
So
like,
that's bad. That's
Yeah.
really bad.
When I took my sister to that dance, that shit was amazing.
Yeah.
So
You know,
I got cousins on my mom's side.
Mhm.
One of them, shout out to Joshua. He graduated. I hope you see this. He had like a little graduation party, and I couldn't make it. I didn't tell him I was going to come though, because I know how this shit can be, where you want to go, and I really, really did want to go, but I always try to make it up in some way. Where like if I see him, I think last time I seen him his birthday, I tried to hit him off with something, or you know, but being a deadbeat anything, it don't make you feel good, and it only puts into perspective that it be men out here that deadbeat fathers,
It's nuts, bro.
like
I
without a
couldn't
care in the
imagine
world.
that
We're talking about being a deadbeat cousin, uncle,
Which in
fucking-
real life, deadbeat cousin doesn't mean anything.
It don't really
at the end
mean
of the day.
shit, but it's still
Yeah.
like you said. It's certain instances where it make you feel bad. But there's people out here that just be like, man, yeah, I don't know what my son did today. I can't imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I feel like once you have a kid, there should be some sort of like connect.
I
Like
have
you should want to be there.
I have that type of connection with people who aren't my kids.
That
My
kid is
sisters-
half you, like literally
It's
you,
you.
and half of you.
My
bro.
even
sisters-
if you don't want to be a part of the baby mama,
For
you
sure.
should be there
That's
for
a
the
weak
kid.
ass excuse. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Not want to be
sisters
able to.
are my sisters.
Yeah.
But my younger sisters, they feel like my kids as well. It's like even when my sister graduated, the Knicks game was big for me. But I'm like, fuck it. You want to go out to eat? Where do you want to go? You want to go to Red Lobster? I don't even eat seafood, but fuck it. We're going to go to Red Lobster. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do here, but cool. You want to go to Sugar Dose after this? Let's go to Sugar Dose. I haven't had
What the
crazy.
hell is that?
Just a bunch of fucking sugar that I couldn't indulge in because I'm not fucking with high doses of sugar no more.
Was it like milkshakes and or
It's
is it
milkshakes. It's Dubai chocolate.
What's
It's
the name of
fucking
it?
waffle cone ice cream
Is
with a
this downtown?
Biscoff. No, it was in Lombard.
Oh,
you said it's called Sugar what? Oh, Sugar Dose. It came up
Sugar
immediately.
Dose.
Yeah, I see it.
I'm like, Jador, we can go, but I'm probably not gonna have anything because
She graduated what?
high school. I'm just joking. She graduated
Boy.
8th grade.
That's how it be though. That's really how it be.
When
I
Jador
wrote,
was born, I would say all the time, dang, ma, when she's 16, I'm going to be 32. I'm 30. She's going to be 16 soon. So I was 16 years older than her. So our dynamic is like,
Even
that's
the
my
fact she graduated 8th grade is nuts in my
It
mind.
is nuts.
Yeah.
So it's like, in certain senses, I helped raise her. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't, you know.
For me, the uncle thing was tough. Tough is a stretch. But I struggle with the idea of making a connection with a kid, but that changed when I had my own kid.
Yeah.
So now, like your daughter's at our house all the time. I fucking love your daughter. You know, like I can have that connection with these kids. And now my nephew just graduated 8th grade too, and he's interested in like basketball and stuff. I'm like, what size shoe you wear? He say, I'm a 9. I say on everything. Every Puma shoe that I've ever been sit was a 9. I can't fit that shit. You finna get every Puma shoe that Puma's ever
And
sent me.
Halliburton finna get a fire ass shoe. It's going to be lit.
But you know which ones he want? The LaMelos.
Of course.
13.
Of
The
course.
LaMelos
Of
probably
course.
his guy.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, you can have these LaMelos. I
Big,
can't get them on my
bulky-ass,
foot.
bright ass shoe.
He talking about them fire. I got you, bro. Next time I see you. So take some time for your family if you have the opportunity to.
Yeah,
Man.
my brother got 2 sons, and he took them to a Bulls game and different things. That I'm like, that's the type of shit where it's like
my brother
get so
literally
many
called me while I was
opportunities.
brushing my teeth this morning.
we get so many opportunities.
catch up?
Fuck you telling me
Yeah.
for? No, just joking. But you get so many opportunities. Like, yeah, I got to make sure like when certain things happen, and
I'm bad at calling people.
yeah,
I
bad.
am too.
Same.
I am
Like
too.
he was like, you don't call me, and I was like, that's
My
true.
excuse
I
to
don't
that is
call
always,
I don't call nobody.
you don't call me either.
But he was like,
Honestly, I don't
I'm
call
always the one
nobody.
that's calling you. You never call me,
yeah,
and I
I
was
feel
just
like,
like,
yeah. I'm bad at that
that's
too.
true.
He's older, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm just
I haven't called my dad in a minute. I got to call my pops. But I'm bad at that too, man.
My grandma would tell me that. She'd be like, I'm always the one calling you. And I'll be like, that's true.
Do y'all call people once y'all leave here?
Like on the way home?
Yeah, I'll call
probably
later.
call
I'll
you.
call my mom.
I usually
I
call
see that every time.
Yeah.
You are crazy, by the way,
Wow.
because you have no awareness.
Wow.
Because I feel like the last 3 times we left here, I purposely get on the side of you and do little stupid shit at that red light, and you just.
You know what? Wait.
I'm like, I have a gun
the first
pointed
one?
to him.
The first one? Or
No, the second one.
Okay.
Once you turn out.
Yeah. The crazy thing is when I turn out, I always be looking for y'all like on the way out. But once I be gone, I'll be paying attention to them.
But we still right there.
Yeah, it's like 1 minute, not even a minute away.
I probably,
I feel like-
probably didn't see, unless you were literally, you just got behind me.
I was behind you and I got to the side. I made sure I was gonna be able to get your attention because we had been talking about break time and I got in the car and I played it and I'm like, oh, let me get next to Mike rapping and shit. I'm rapping. I know
I
the
ain't seen none of that.
people looking around like, what the fuck is he doing? Because you did not acknowledge anything. I'm like, this motherfucker is zoned out.
My favorite thing to do if I'm behind Mike, and it's been a while, is like if he first at the light, as soon as it turned green, I sit on my horn.
Hey, that's the shit that
And I bet
pisses
people
me
around
off.
me is like, what the fuck?
No, that shit pisses me off though, because people real life do
They
that.
do
As
do
soon
that.
as the light
Soon
turns
as it
green,
go,
it's
yeah.
like, bro, you ain't gonna give me half a second to press down on my damn gas.
I do love the contradiction in life. Cause I'll be driving, having nowhere to go, and motherfucker be in a rush. And I'll be like, damn, slow down, motherfucker. But then I'll be in a rush. And motherfucker going so
But
like,
that's when you be catching
hey,
every light.
Why you going so slow, motherfucker?
You be catching every light like that too.
Oh, yeah.
Life is such a funny contradiction and like just irony because we all do it to each other. Nobody wants to admit it, but I could admit when I'm in a rush, everybody's driving slow, and when I don't have anywhere to be, I'm gonna take
Shit,
my time.
it ain't my problem.
Yeah. That's why I try to make sure I'm never in a rush.
That's just not my problem. Yeah, I knew you was gonna be late
Why?
because I drove past your fucking house while I was running late to drop my dog off to my mama, and your car was parked soundly, and I'm like, look at
What
their
they doing
car.
in your backyard or your?
They're redoing my garage thing. So we all
it
got
broke?
work. No, he just my landlord don't fuck around. He just did this shit the summer before. He just want everything to be perfect.
Oh, that's
I'm like,
good.
do your thing, broski.
I got a notification that our home value went up a lot.
Oh, wow.
So you gonna sell it?
Nah, I like our house a lot.
Christian said he on the market.
Well, let's talk there. I'll sell it to Christian. No, and I'm like, that don't even account for us. We redid the kitchen. We redid.
Yeah. So what they going off of?
I think it might be just the value of the houses in the neighborhood.
Yeah, neighborhood, yeah.
The land value.
And then we added the fence. That wasn't there when we bought. We added the
You know,
fence.
we looked at a townhouse right across the street from your house.
I bet y'all fucking did.
What townhouse?
They're
It
gonna
was-
be.
it
They're
was-
gonna be like,
It was down past the park.
want to play marbles?
Down past the park. We can talk about it after.
Y'all,
'cause I can't
y'all
picture
gonna be
it.
carpooling to work.
Yeah. Oh, what about to say? When we all gonna go 25 on something?
What does that mean?
Like a big.
You pay
we-
25%, I pay 25%, he put 25, and that makes 100% of something.
You know, Mike wanted
No,
to do
no,
that
I know,
gentleman's
but
club.
like, what
He
are
been
we
talking about that
buying?
shit for
That's
years.
what I'm asking you.
Oh.
Mike been trying to do the gentleman's club for years.
Hey,
Oh, you talking about a business. Okay. I didn't know what you were talking about.
A pool. We all gonna put 25%.
yeah, right. Like, let's all get a fucking.
Bro,
Let's
I
get a
was
phantom.
on some just,
We just take
random
Monday,
shit.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
On some
Thursday.
random shit, I was just like, how much is an ice cream truck? You know, I have that shit running in the summer. I'll just be pulling up and selling
Oh,
ice
you want to
cream.
be the driver?
So I'm gonna tell you this
That's
story,
nuts.
Mike.
Y'all know what's
My
popping up?
nephew told me for his
What?
birthday he wanted some LaMelos. I say, no, motherfucker, make some money. I got him a vending machine. You ever see videos like that? Like, it's my son's 13th
Yeah.
birthday. He want a PlayStation 5, but I'm building an entrepreneur. So fuck that PS5. I'm getting my son a vending machine. He'll be able to buy 5 PS5s when he wants to. I'm like, bro, get that boy that PS5.
Y'all know what's been popping up a lot is new dispensaries. There's so many new dispensaries in the area
Yeah, it is.
that I was just like, isn't the competition a little too much?
Right.
On that street.
On,
Yes.
yes.
It's like three.
Yes.
just-
Yes.
Yes.
They're all right by each other.
Do you
And there's
go?
a few more.
Have you gone to them all?
It's funny that we all
No,
know
I
exactly
haven't.
what street.
I haven't went to a new one.
You go to your one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get that either.
You have to like somehow or another convince people to go, like by putting out flyers. Like it has to be some sort of deal.
I'm
and,
guessing
like,
your prices have to be better.
Yeah,
you-
something.
and-
Because they like walking distance from
And
each
now I
other,
heard
so.
somebody telling me in a barbershop that they was going to Michigan, so they willing to go far because the prices are that much better. So it's
And I think
like,
they opening a restaurant with infused food also on that street too.
Damn.
That sounds crazy.
So
Why would? And it's so crazy because you got the plug right here. So why would you be even doing that when I can get it to you for the low? You feel me?
I feel that.
Like Lil Bibby for the low. I don't know nothing about that.
We appreciate y'all watching or listening to this episode of Numbers on the Board. If you enjoyed it, leave it a like, subscribe. Again, Teed Up with Pierre and Jason just dropped with Roy Hibbert. Small
Shout out
Ball
to
Kenny
Roy.
Beecham with Greg. Greg was there.
What we
Shout out to
gonna
Greg.
name our gentlemen's club?
The Players Club.
Mike's Place.
The Players Club? Why, I'm not putting
Mike's
25%
Place.
into shit with your name on it.
Yeah.
Mike's Place, man.
That's so generic.
That's so
Similar to
fucking
Ray's
weak.
Place, but
That's
it's
the
Mike's Place.
That's the place where he got the type of place they tell me it's strippers, but they got to keep their clothes on.
Yeah, you gotta obey
You
the
gotta
law.
follow the
That's
rules.
the type of shit you got.
We appreciate y'all.
Mike's Place.
We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Mike's Place ain't got no fucking motion. You